Hello, hello, hello. Is this all working? God damn. Hello, hello, hello. Hood Hustler, Raheem, big ups, Jermaine. How's everyone doing? It's good to be back. I haven't done this in a long time. It's been, what, 6 months or something since I last streamed. Shout outs Mr. Sam and all the hoodlums in chat. Exactly. Familiar names popping in already. This is mental. Yeah, it's been a while since I last streamed. I've set up the stream, or tried to. I was going to do this last night. But as some of you may have gathered, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and so getting videos out and things like that takes me a while. And so the stream took me a while to put together, and yeah, I wasn't happy with how it was last night, and I just figured I'd get up, get things sorted, and here we are. Yeah, I hope it's all working all right. My big thing is audio, because I like a stream or a video to have, you know, good audio, so I can, because I do, you know, I'm in the car or I'm doing dishes or something, and I like to be able to just stick something on and listen to it in the background, which is why I like watching things like Steve of the Dead and stuff like that, because it's just, you know. So shout out to him, shout out to everyone. How do you have the time to set up a stream? Do you not have to access the file every day? And we're off. Oh man, I mean, I don't know how it is in America. I know this time of year is kind of what it is. Luckily we don't really have to deal with all of that over here. But whatever. How's the editing going for the video you're working on? All right, actually. I've kind of had a bit of a break from it for the last week or so. I don't really know why. Last weekend was a bit of a crazy one, so I've, you know, I needed some downtime, but the edit is the God, I can't get my words out. The editing of the bits that I want to use from my footage is as good as done. So I've got that, what was it, 2.5 hours I think it was, cut down to something like 17 minutes or something. So now it's just a case of inserting clips and all of the other stuff that I do. It's a video that I've been working on, or I've had the script started on since the beginning of the year, I want to say. So it's another one like some of the earlier videos I've done, where it's, you know, more focused on a particular topic. Congrats on over 1k subs. Thank you very much, man. I mean, that's kind of the reason we're doing this today as well, is just, you know, a bit of a celebration, test the waters a bit, and you know, kind of celebrate the fact that I can, I don't know, I never expected to get 10 viewers or whatever, or subs, or what, you know, 1,000's pretty crazy. But as for today, I mean, we're literally just going to watch Phil's Prestream Podcast from last night. The contents of the stream are kind of last minute, I guess. It's more about, with me, it's just been more about getting it set up. So we're just going to watch that, see what he's talking about, and take it from there. It's not going to be a long stream. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Thank you for being here. The last time I did stream was over on Twitch, and I think I'd done a stream since I'd made my first video on Phil, I think. No, actually I hadn't. I was kind of being cagey about what it was that I was up to. I said I was working on something and I wouldn't say what it was. Anyway, so yeah, let's just get to it. I know I'm going to keep saying this, but I'm hoping the volume's alright. I'm hoping the little lo-fi playlist I've got going on isn't too loud or quiet or whatever. I wanted to have some background music because just listening to Phil on his own without anything. I don't know why he doesn't put any background music. I mean, it makes my life easier, and any detractor who wants to clip stuff of his a lot easier. But I always think to myself, like, why not go that extra little mile and have a copyright-free music playlist going, just to fuck with people, like, if nothing else. I mean, whatever. Our favourite melted candle is desperate for money that he's willing to watch another man's rabbit hole. Yeah. I meant to talk about that, actually. Too much effort. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's just, I don't know. I can't add anything to it that hasn't been said before. I mean, it makes him a massive hypocrite just because he spent the last year and more, since he's been back on YouTube, laying into people that put in effort, But not only that, I mean, he spent the last year saying he'll never do this kind of stuff, And now he's got the thumbnail and everything. It's like, man. I don't know. I had a little thought earlier on when I was getting things ready about this. Wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if, I'm not saying do this or this is going to happen or whatever, but I just think, from my point of view, wouldn't it be funny as hell if nobody talked about this? If, like, there was no detractor videos, there's no one watching him ironically, there's no troll tips, there's just radio silence, and he gets no reaction out of this. Like, don't you think that'd be fucking hilarious? Just some low volume music to add ambience to a stream. Yeah, exactly. Just the mute button, that's another thing. I've been setting up my stream deck and it's ridiculously easy to set up, but yeah, I meant to have all kinds of sound effects and stuff put on it, but I've been having a problem with Windows, but we won't get into that, it's boring. I'm going to watch Phil's Prestream Podcast. We'll get to that in a sec. If his latest scam makes a lot of money, then that'll make him lazier and play games less, which I think he's certainly angling himself towards. It seems to have been kind of on the cards, and like every day there's a new like brick being put in the wall, isn't there, of like, I don't need to play games anymore, He'll just say the viewers asked for it and move on. Well, yeah, I mean, okay, my last word on it, I guess, for now, also, is, because I was watching, while I was getting ready, I was watching Ex Mortis's videos, just a few of his Beggar's Journey videos, and man, he should react to them. Like, I want to just say how genius that series is, by the way, because if you've not seen it, go and watch it. It's amazing. It's basically from dot to, presumably now and beyond, a series on each section of his career, and I want to say how genius that is, because presumably everyone that does this kind of thing has had the thought of a full-length, comprehensive DSP documentary. I know I have, God, imagine the work that'd be, and how would you do it, and all that thing. But I just want to say, like, Ex Mortis' stuff is brilliant because he can keep adding to it. It could never end. He'll do. He could get to now and then leave it for 6 months and then say, this is what's happened, and just keep it going until you've covered everything. And I just think that's the way to do it, because he just keeps on giving. There's no, there's no way of. It's like the down the rabbit hole video. That ends 5 years ago. And the story carried on in a big way. So a comprehensive overview is only going to be able to happen once it all ends. So Ex Mortis' stuff is how to do it. Or Super Crazy or Meerkat, both. Yeah. Anyone, imagine a reaction video of Super Crazy. God. Meerkat, I mean, that's, I don't know. I think it's incredibly safe in a way to just go with Down the Rabbit Hole. It's a good video. It's brilliant. It's as I've said before, it's my it was almost my into the whole thing. Like other than like Metal Gear, This Is How You Don't Play, which just literally got suggested to me because I like Metal Gear Solid. It's one of my favorite games. But there's been a lot of stuff that he probably should react to. That's a little bit more recent. Live reactions from DSP is going to be really boring. Reacting to a video of himself from years ago, no one cares about anymore because DSP has got, and he just keeps on going. It's what's going on with the music here? There we go. Yeah, I mean, because it ends before, you've got like things like bankruptcy and I don't know, where do we get to at the end of that video? I mean, I'm pretty new to DSP and I've only been watching him for just over a year, sort of regularly, So I can't really remember where it ends, but there's a lot to cover in those 5 years. Which Metal Gear is your favourite? I will always say 3, without a doubt. It's best game ever sort of territory. Saw somewhere that someone filed a report about DSP for tax fraud. I'm genuinely curious on how this will develop. Do you guys have any more? I don't have. Someone in chat may do, but I kind of, I would not know about that. Jay Kramer, hello. How's it going? It's nice to see like familiar faces, like the regulars sort of popping in. So cool. Should we get to it? Because this is new to me. I mean, I've never done a react video either, so let's swap over. Right. Stop this. Get to it. Oh, I wanted to mention this, by the way. This presumably is Kid Flim, right? That thing.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Prestream Podcast. How's everyone today?
Okay, I'm going to stop it already, but that intro is funny because it's like, I mean, it is obviously a troll thing. We know that, which he's happy to use, which is fine, But the funny thing I find about it is that he has to play it twice because it's so short that he doesn't have time to switch scenes. So it just that encapsulates everything you need to know right there.
Welcome, my friends. I'm Darkside Phil. How you doing?
Hey, Zockton.
Today is Friday, the 27th.
How's it going? David Zerpa, I know that name as well. How's it going?
A full and fun day of gameplay.
Nick Metal X, good looking setup, no vest tiers, I'm afraid not. No sub goals, no tips totals.
I'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about
Raven, how's it going, man?
Game Pass stream, and this morning
I'm hoping you can hear him, by the way. Another thing I need to say is that I have a renewed respect for anyone doing this because his volume levels are so low that
poll for the next Game Pass stream, which is going to be Sunday night.
So yeah, well
excuse me.
I hope it's all right.
A momentous and special weekend coming up. We'll talk about that. We got a lot.
Can you hear it?
How's everyone?
Yeah.
Happy Friday, first of all. For those of you celebrating Friday,
wow, okay.
and some of you don't.
Raven, thank you so much, man. This is mental. Like, I set up.
Oh.
Sorry, I need to keep stopping it. That's great, isn't it? Look at that. I set up like super chats and shit. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you so much, Raven. You don't need to, nobody needs to do this, by the way. I'm not expecting tips and whatever. I've turned it on just because if anyone does do that, then it will literally go towards this. At some point, I'd like to get a decent camera and not just use, you know, my phone to film shit. So that's where it's going, you know. But please do not do it. Just, you know. Thank you, though. It's really funny how DSP says he changed over the years. All he's done is get married, moved house, live streamer from a Let's Player and looking more unhealthy. It's very... Thank you, Jay Kramer. 99 cents. That's awesome, man. Thank you. Oh, man, it's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of... you know, and again, that's another part of the last 5 years that, you know, you'll not see in this thing tonight. So yeah, I can't remember where I was going with that. But yeah, he doesn't have a lot to talk about, does he? You know, like he just needs a friend, or, you know, just to go and do something, go see a film, or I don't know, man. It's instead of talking about, you know, your sink or your toilet or your shower, or, you know, it's just the vacuum cleaner. It's just mundane. A little low. Oh, okay. I will do something about that. Thank you. Is it a bit like, yeah. Don't forget to send out the tweet halfway through. I should have tweeted that I was live. Just an amateur. I know this been around 2005 when YouTube started, like when DSP started. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Sorry, Nick MetalX. Christ. Well, I'll sort that out in a sec. Alright. Been around 2005 when YouTube started. Never changed. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to say too much about what I say in the next video I'm going to put out. I know it's probably 2 months away or something, but I do kind of touch on that. How to me, I think a long time ago I would have said, you know, this isn't for me. You know, this is not what I'm good at. You know, gaming may be my passion, and I like having a chill, interactive time with you all, but this is not. You're not good at this, you know. Praying hands, yeah, I know. Sorry. Welcome back. Which fan sent you all the templates and art? Yeah, I that's why I didn't go live last night, as I said I would, or I thought I would. The anonymous fan hadn't finished it all. He's a roommate of a wife. He needs a good hobby. Exactly. Rajizi, hello. How's it going? Another familiar face. I'm good. I'm hoping you are. Oh, geez, what's this? Let's buy vests and make DSP furious about. Thank you, Meow. As I say, you don't need to keep doing that. Reporting for duty. Hey, David. TJX. Do I have a son named Jasper? I used to have funnily enough, I used to have a cat called Jasper. But he's not around anymore, I'm afraid. He's holding on to dear life. Yeah. Look at you taking time to read the chat and give thoughtful responses. You can tell you haven't been doing. You'll learn. I know. Anyway,
weekend, I'm so excited.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry, I'm going to stop doing the prayer hands.
And then for me, it was always like, I worked on weekends. Like, that was my major work time back in the day. So we're like, well.
It's not the worst name. Yeah, RIP. He may be still around. I don't know. He wandered off one day and we never saw him again.
So I hear you. That's the deal. But anyway, welcome everyone to the podcast. Yes, that's Alduin. Someone just asked in the stream chat, is that Alduin? Yes.
Oh, I know he reappears. Alduin.
The original collector's edition.
Oh, God.
Skyrim 11 years ago? Well, I guess 1.5 years ago.
This is, by the way, I'm just kind of testing the waters here. I don't intend to really stream for a long time, although...
And I still got
what, are we 2 minutes in and I've already paused the video about 3 times, so...
So, how you guys doing today? Well, it's going to be an eventful weekend for sure. And I'm excited for it. I hope that you guys are too.
I named my ferret Phil. It may be a rat. I'm not sure.
Let's actually talk about yesterday. Because yesterday was actually...
Is it still quiet, by the way? I could probably turn it up a little bit.
Streaming day for me. Because it was a few things that were a little bit outside the box of just doing standard gameplay. And it was an experiment, alright, to see how things were going to go with a show that I hadn't done in quite some time.
I'm like mirroring him with my folded arms.
Alright, so yesterday, it was the return of Ask the King. Now, this previously used to be my bi-monthly.
Oh, Ask the King came back, right.
Down and I would sift
I didn't watch all of that. I couldn't watch it.
On my forums from dspgaming.com. Questions posted up right here on DSP Gaming on the community tab from members. Questions for people on Twitter and questions for people in the stream chat. Okay?
Oh,
now the difference between Ask the King and a standard stream where I interact with you guys,
this is my life
is that on a standard stream you guys toss questions at me all the time. I just do my best to kind of answer willy-nilly on the fly. I don't really give much thought to my answers. I just, try to answer as best I can while I'm usually juggling gameplay and doing other things. With Ask the King, it's a dedicated show where I take extra time to think about the answers. And usually I sift through your questions and pick the best ones that I feel would have the most entertaining or informed answers for the show. You see, a little different than it's on the floor.
Okay, right. I got sucked into the DSP rabbit hole a couple of years ago during Christmas break, and now I'm just hooked. It's not being able to... it is Schadenfreude, isn't it? It's just... It's got its claws in me, I tell you. I'm afraid. I still don't understand why he calls it a podcast. I say the same thing. In fact, I think that will become... If I do this regularly, I may just regularly interject that this is a podcast. I'd like to remind everyone that this here is a podcast. I say it sometimes when I'm in like a restream or something. Could you imagine? God, could you imagine getting in your car, putting Spotify on, and listening to this legitimately? Like recently, I've been listening to. I've only just recently found out that the Lord of the Rings guys, the 2 hobbits, have got a podcast, the Friendship Onion, and it's fucking fascinating. And it's short, concise, to the point. They cover a couple of topics. You get a bit of nostalgia. You're done. Within, I don't know, however long, short hour or so. Informative. You learn something. You get a bit of fun from the films. They've got great chemistry. Blah blah blah. But then there's this. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine doing that with this? It's just wow. Sorry, I need to read the chat. I don't know if I'm supposed to be or not. But any thoughts on DSP Reacts? Yeah, I mentioned it before. Like, he's a massive hypocrite for doing it, and my idea, which I think would be funny, but obviously isn't going to happen, was. I just think it would be really fucking funny if no one reacted to him reacting. Like, if there was complete, like, radio silence to the whole situation, and, no troll tips, no ironic watching, no restreams. I just think that would be fucking hilarious. Like, if he got no reaction from reacting to Wings, I just think that would be fucking funny. A podcast with 0 guests and the same stories from centuries ago that no one cares about. Yeah, it becomes more and more obvious the more you watch him that there's just nothing to talk about. There's just, the glory days and what he did on his fucking day off. It's just wow. Raven, it's awful. I said at the start, I ain't covering it. Yeah. Good on you though, man. I mean, you know, we're all intrigued to see what he says, but we all know what is going to happen. It's going to be basically what I'm doing here. You know, there's going to be a lot of stopping and a lot of questions being asked, and yeah, I don't know. Knobcast. Hardcore history, yeah, exactly. Tried to watch Ask the King, but I fell asleep. I found it very, I don't know if he was just kind of, he seemed very kind of smug and, I don't know. I couldn't stomach it. It was one of the rare times that you know, whatever I was doing, I was like, I can't even just listen to this in the background. I've got to do something else. Phil's podcast and daily rap are just an excuse to stream with no effort and accept tips while he does. Sorry. Exactly. You know, which is where he's going. You know, like I say, that's what he wants to do. It's abundantly clear, you know, that he just kind of wants to sit and talk like this, basically, which is fine, you know. But if I don't know, if he had more to talk about, then great. But Sophie, hello, peace and much love to you in chat. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for joining. Problem with this podcast is that he's boring. That's no story. Exactly. Yeah. Wasn't he supposed to react to DSP down the rabbit hole? Yeah. The Wings one is, as I understand it, is like a testing of the water. You know, kind of low risk sort of thing. You know, something we're all intrigued to hear and talk about, but something that's not about him, basically. You know. And then the DSP one is like a member goal, so which he kind of looks like he's gonna hit now. I think, I don't know when it ends. It's got like a week left, doesn't it? So presumably he will. DSP PP kills his streams. He has nothing to talk about. Yeah, exactly. Noob Mister, hello. I know that name. How's it going? Not too late. No, we've only just started. Although we're like 3 minutes into this video. You're watching this while also listening to Raven. Yeah, that's some Inception. Yeah, I'm gonna hurry up. Sorry. Down the rabbit holes, member goal. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? The good thing for me, I guess, is it gives me a chance to also learn something about Wings, because I can only stomach one of these guys, to be honest. I don't know anything about any of the other people, you know, that regularly kind of get brought up. Right. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Why just coming up with something? I actually get to think it out, give you more involved answers. In fact, the first question on the show yesterday took like 20 minutes to answer. So.
Yeah, bottom of the barrel.
That's the difference. Is it gives you some perspective there. Now, usually I would do it every other month, and the last time I did it was my Christmas week events in 2021, yes. And then what happened was we went into some of the busiest gaming months of all time in February and March. It didn't make sense to do a show like Ask the King when I was already backlogged on all of the major playthroughs that I've been doing. Why am I going to take time out from those streams in order to do a Q&A show, right? Ask the King works, but it works when there's times when there's kind of filler time to fill. You know what I'm saying? It worked. Let me put it that way. It worked. So yesterday, the live stream did very well. Attendance was quite high. I was surprised at how many people attended. In fact, I think maybe more people attended than usual because I hadn't done it in so long. Support was great. And the one thing that I would say that's a little different.
Ta-da! Support was great. Big snort.
This year, I rebranded. All right? I'm no longer the King of Hate. All right? That's a moniker that I've tossed away and I'm not using anymore because, number one, I don't really think it represents me properly. And number two,
sorry, Reggie, I didn't read all of that. It did come out of left field, really, didn't it? But I kind of understand why he's doing it.
I said, it's done. It's retired. So you might say, well, ask the king. King of what? Well, king of whatever. You say whatever you want. I'm the king of gaming. I'm the king of streaming. I'm the king of content. I'm the king of whatever, the king of stinky baby diapers. I don't care. As long as it's not the old moniker that everyone spins into something negative, you can call me whatever you want.
Okay.
But I wasn't going to rename the show.
King of Baby Diapers.
Yes, over a decade. Yesterday was episode 90 of Ask the King. Am I really going to rebrand the show now after 90 episodes and 10 years of running it? I don't think that would make much sense, okay?
King of content? I mean, come on. Oh, shit.
King of Retro? I actually wore my King of Retro shirt.
I don't know why.
I don't know how many people picked up on that.
Oh, sorry. Nightbot's like
shirt.
really... I just now, this morning, set up Nightbot.
It was the first time I'm doing Ask the King, but not using that old moniker. Number two, it's the first time that Ask the King is here on
and
DSP
it looks
Gaming.
to be quite
Previously,
sensitive.
I had always put all of my vlogging style content, well, I should say most of my vlogging style content, over on my old vlogging channel. But
yeah, new tractor streamer.
I'm trying to build up DSP
Don't know how
Gaming
regular
this
this will be, but you know,
year is to make this channel grow as much as possible, get as much engagement as possible. So hint, hint, liking this stream or video that you're watching right now would help tons if you could. But you know, doing everything I can to try to make.
Oh, Sip6. He's already said that he needs like 2 streams for each one at least. I think so. It's going to be a thing.
DSP Gaming, a valid place to come.
Do you know what? I'm just going to disable all this stuff.
All kinds of fun stuff. Okay, you know, I was focused on Twitch. That's been gone for almost a year. I'm trying to focus here to grow. Okay.
I think that.
Why would I then have active content that I'm making
Allergies playing up today
and split it? Why would that make any sense? Right? It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense at all. If I'm trying to grow this channel and this business, why am I splitting my efforts between multiple channels? Especially because that vlogging channel is pretty much defunct. The only time I was using it was Ask the King or Feasting with the King. That was it. It was never used for anything else. So it made sense to try to refocus everything here. Okay? So I did, and last night,
Jesus Christ,
after Ask the King, you know, the stream went offline. I created a new playlist here on DSP Gaming. I uploaded the videos. In fact, I got thumbnails for the first time ever on Ask the King.
Yeah, splitting it's a bit weird.
For Ask the King.
But I mean, this is him, isn't it? You know, this is a guy that has to have.
I also rebranded it a little bit. I had a new logo and things.
You know what? I'll keep that music on, actually.
People seem to like it in general on stream. I don't know how much people are liking it on demand, and let me explain why. As you know, here on DSP Gaming, I have comments on again. It's been a while now that I've had them on, but this
is a man that has to have regular breaks, and you know, I don't know. Is he doing will it be a podcast, then a react, and then a break, and then a react, and then a stream ending, and then you know, it's so regimented. And I think that again, I'm touching on things I'm going to be talking about in the next video, but there's it's always the same with Phil. There's never any spontaneity. There's not an interesting narrative for you to want to come back to. You know, it's you know, and I think this has been said before by maybe Piece of Peace or someone like that. You know, that he never lets his guard down, so it's very difficult to relate to him and want to know too much about him personally, because he just doesn't, you know, let you in that way. So there's no, I don't know, there's nothing to want to kind of keep you coming back, if that makes any sense. Remember that every snort is followed by a swallow of the content. Hey Renee, how's it going? Thank you very much for joining. Listen to him, it's like putting on white noise. It's very weird, I know. It doesn't say much. You know, I don't want to, in a way, he keeps getting close to the mic and snort. And I don't know if it was an old video or maybe this stream, I'm not sure, but I can't remember. But he addresses it, well, he's addressed it multiple times, hasn't he, where it's like, you know, he can't, pausing or muting his mic is too much effort for him. Like, okay, you haven't got a stream deck, but you've got a fucking keyboard that you can put a hotkey on, like. And then, yeah, on top of that, he seems to like go to the effort of getting in nice and close, so you get the full. So you get that full effect. Very predictable. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's so regimented, and I don't know.
comments, and honestly, not many people have commented on the videos. And I'm like, wow, really? Ask the King, the show that's meant for Q&A.
Do you know? I'm sorry, I keep stopping
not a lot of people
the video.
Are commenting on the videos. That actually does throw me for a loop for a bit. That's the case.
Oh, we got fucking hell, Jesus Christ.
I hope you've not seen the show yet. You will give it a look. It's 3 parts. Each part's roughly between 45 minutes to an hour long, so it's a long show.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's the fact that he does it at all, which I don't know, but presume it's preventable. Then yeah, there's, you know, you could mute yourself, and if neither of those things are possible, don't go like this and do it, you know. So just, detractors are able to predict his exact words and reactions. It really, yeah, crazy to think about. People know when he changes scenes. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's all the scene thing. I know, obviously, if you've seen my stuff before, you know that I've picked up on his the way he uses OBS and stuff. But yeah, it's all very easy to sort out. I don't know if it's because the version of OBS that he uses is that old that you can't do some of the stuff. Probably not. I don't know. But it's just crazy. The noisemaker. I know. I'm on Shinko's level with the noisemaker. Is it Shinko that really fucking hates it? I think it is. I mean, nobody likes it, but like, again, you know, hotkeys. 10 seconds setting up hotkey. I don't know. People say DSP would make a great politician. Yes. I don't do politics at all, but I know enough to know that they're good at this. He didn't snort during his bankruptcy hearing. Nope. It's old, but he's set in his ways. Yeah, it may be too old. I don't know, but even if he had the most up to date OBS, he'd still be like this.
But there's a lot of topics covered, a lot of interesting discussion, and I hope you guys will give it a look. For some of you, maybe you never seen this show before because you only watch stuff here on DSP Gaming and you never went to my old vlogging channel. If that's the case, welcome and give it a shot. Maybe you'll like it. A lot of people have expressed their opinion. Of course,
the bankruptcy hearing and the quartering. I forgot he did that, to be honest.
And if that's the case, definitely Ask the King will be right up your alley. Okay?
Oh.
And by the way, I apologize. Yes, stupid allergies bothering today. Post nasal drip, it's a pain in the ass.
Jeez.
Sucks. So
I just took a sip at the same time.
Give it a look. Let me know what you think. Please
by the way,
comments on those videos. Like, that's huge for
original Lucasade, not orange.
A discussion in the comments is huge. It helps a lot. So please give it a look. Like the videos if you enjoy them. All right. And by the way, I created a brand new
snorting and burping is a way to stick it to restreamers.
On DSP Gaming. So you can find it all its own playlist, and that playlist will be the new ongoing
really though, like
moving forward. Okay.
Could you imagine that? Like,
went really well.
I know what'll piss them off. You know, I'm gonna snort into my microphone. Like,
then on the late stream, so we had a little bit of a, how can I say it? Not like a problem, but a little bit of a confusion about how I was gonna do the late
snorting's like, hey man.
What? So.
Why does the music keep fucking hell?
We now have
this is a lot today, isn't it?
Where I can do whatever I want. We actually are not so inundated with backlogged new games. I actually have the ability to do chill stuff on night streams. And I decided that what I wanted to do was a series of streams where we cover Game Pass games, where we had previously played these games on my Xbox Series X, but then they kind of were lingering forever. And
I just saw that comment. I bet if you ever met Dave's mom, she snorts.
So, we had a poll where members, that's right, people who were channel members, all 377
How's it going, Bob?
and growing on a daily basis.
I'm going to call you Bob.
Channel members were voting on what game they wanted to see on last night's late night stream.
Probably.
So the eligible games were Serious Sam 4.
Damn. Did
One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. I Am Fish.
Did Shinko cover this stream last night? I'm not sure, but if he did, he would have been having a fucking field day with all these snorts and
So with this poll running, it was a tie between I Am Fish and
chest shit. Oh, Jesus.
Now, admittedly, I'm gonna confess to you guys right now, I am a little disappointed with the engagement that we got on that poll, and here's why. When I
this is amazing.
Here on DSP Gaming for anything, I'll get anywhere from 800 to upwards of 2,000 votes
Okay.
from the masses.
I don't want to, because I know some of my video, like the first video I did on DSP, I kind of did it as a kind of how to stream kind of thing, and I guess it's a kind of angle I've taken with Phil stuff, and but I'm not a huge, I don't want to come across as like some know-it-all, but okay, one of the first things you learn when you've presumably done your first stream and realised, okay, I need to change things, I'm going to watch a load of fucking YouTube stuff like Harris Heller and like the people I mentioned in that first video, the names are escaping me now, but these YouTube, these stream guru people, is don't talk about numbers ever. Don't, but look at the shit at the bottom of his screen, like it's, I don't know. It's easy to say, like, if he didn't talk about tips and all that stuff, he probably wouldn't make as much, because but the call to action sometimes is good, but you don't talk about percentages of polls, and certainly not as regular as this, like, and comments like, oh, I only got this many comments, and you just don't do it. It's just,
Who's out there that watch my content, they'll all vote on it. That's actually pretty good, because when you realize that I do get thousands of views a day on various different kinds of content, whether it's the live stream, on-demand videos, there's a lot of people who watch my stuff on videos, but not a lot.
Thank you very much, Craig.
It's a very small percentile who like a video, leave a comment on a video, like a stream. It really is.
Oh my, that was a good one.
When I'm getting 1,000 or more
good
votes
rule
on
to
a poll,
have is to not scold
good.
or look down on your audience.
With this members poll, we have
again, I feel like I need to get this next video done and out, because it touches on like everything I've already mentioned.
Okay, and the members were voting. We got 150.
Sorry, Jake Kramer. Did you notice that Phil only had about less than half of the members' numbers voting, and he said doesn't understand why? Yeah, I mean that's been mentioned. It may have been yourself on Twitter or something that's mentioned that. Funny that, isn't it? It's all about, yeah, exactly. I mean, but the obvious answer, unless I'm missing something, is stop talking about all this shit. You'll make yourself slightly more bearable, equals more money, or at least more views and interest.
Two votes.
What have you missed so far? Just me doing this, basically, seemingly odd.
Less than half the members voted.
Welcome.
Now, I'm okay with that. Hey, if you don't want to exercise your right to vote on a game, even if you're a member, maybe all you want to do is just support the channel, that's fine. But it actually kind of blew my mind that less than half the amount of members that we have really cared.
Am I a new restreamer? Apparently so. Well, I'm not.
It's kind of weird to me.
Fuck.
So I
need a counter on the go. This is crazy. I'm not technically restreaming him, am I? I guess this is restreaming. I don't know. This is more of a react. This is drama content. React video.
Your feedback is huge. Your feedback.
But hello, Victorinox.
Like this can make or break a stream. If you control what we're doing on the stream, long term. And I'm going to give you some perspective on this, because let's talk about what happened last night now. Okay, so. There was a tie.
Wow.
The tie was between I Am Fish and the Forgotten City.
This is what he does. Percentages who want to watch a stream.
I said, well, what am I going to do for a tiebreaker?
Well,
I think what we'll do is let's look back earlier this week, and back on Monday night when originally I had played Outer Wilds and it was a bust. It was not a good stream.
And, sorry, Steve of the Dead, again, in his latest video, made a really good point about something that I've wanted to talk about for a long time. Sort of, where he pushes the decision making a lot of the time on his viewers, which obviously removes him from blame. And I want to, sort of what I've been trying to say. And in the first video I put out, I had a small segment about kind of that topic, I guess. But it got, I cut it out for some reason. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jake Kramer. His stream isn't fun when Phil brings up money. Exactly. Thank you very much, man. You don't need to keep doing this, people. But no, the thing, the big thing, sorry, we'll get back to this in a sec. The big thing that I've wanted to say but haven't found a way to kind of put it into words yet, is a Dark Side Phil stream is about a Dark Side Phil stream. And beyond that, I can't articulate, like, it's just... That's the whole point, you know. A Phil's he just talks about what he's currently doing, you know. There's, unless it's a day off or the gameplay, he's just talking about how his stream is going, and there's nothing more to it than that. It's just, here's how many memberships I've got, here's how many super chats, here's my tip total, here's how you can support me, here's what I'm going to be doing on Monday when we're playing this on this stream. And it's just, everything he says is about this, you know. But other than that, I don't really know how else to say that, you know what I mean? Sorry, I'm missing out a lot of shit here. Shit, sorry, fucking, I've never had this much chat before. We need to scroll. Yeah, also, oh, okay, right, Pope Pisspot, hello. The problem is he made this his main job without having the proper structure, fan base to support it. Exactly, he had that platform, you know. Sorry for the graphs and the hand gestures and all this shit. God, he didn't have the foresight to take himself up in you know, and move on, and hence, you know, the whole Mission 1 thing, you know. He's always just kind of plateaued, and then just kind of, you know, but he's expected what he used to have, you know, the whole time. Sorry guys, talking less about numbers stresses you out less. Exactly, just chill out. Did you steal the cookie, Phil? 150 members and he acts like he has no socks. Exactly. Crying when he was talking about passing down the mantle as if he's Batman. God. 5 whales. Yeah, exactly. You just, I don't know, man. You've got to put out something worth clinging to in order to expect what he's expecting, but so far it's just, here's my stream, here's what we're gonna be doing, here's this, here's that about my stream, you know. Oh, we're not getting enough support, blah 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 blah, now tip me, you know. It's, I don't know, he doesn't want more views, he just wants, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the whole, like, gifted memberships thing, like, that will do him, you know, because once YouTube get off their lazy asses and do that little bit of code, you know, he'll be sorted, presumably. But it's not that easy, is it really? I feel like he doesn't even want more. Yeah, I've just said that. Have you now been christened as an official DSP detractor? I don't know. What do you guys think? My videos have always kind of had a more kind of less emotional angle, which I'm guessing you probably now realise I can be, you know, I can have some emotional investment into this thing. But yeah, I'm not one to get angry or, you know, I'm here for the pointing and laughing. Meerkat and Shinko, I forget what you're even referring to, sorry. Yeah. Rich Korean businessman, I would invest in lolcows. Fellow Brum, kind of, almost, sort of. Black Country. Looking to cover in wings. As I've said, you know, a couple of times before, this is enough for me. I don't want to, you know, the Wings React video that he's gonna do will be my christening, I guess, into that whole thing. I don't know anything about him, because I've had comments from people saying, you know, you should do Wings next, and I'm like, oh man, you know, this is enough, you know. For me, anyway. And there's plenty of other people with doing the wings thing. Sorry about this. If anyone's just wanting to watch the fucking video, I'm really sorry. Yeah, use them as a scapegoat, exactly. Leaves the decision to his fans, and he'll complain that there's no definitive answer. And I sometimes think, like, just make your own fucking decision. Like, you know, I would have 0.1 more respect for you if you just said, right, this is it, this is what we're doing. You know, I fancy playing this tonight. You know, a bit of humanity there. You know, like, oh, I really fancy playing fucking No Man's Sky, and just fuck it. You know, obviously he won't, but yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna flick through these. I'm really sorry. You got lucky in huge head start and pissed it away. Exactly. But I like the way you do the streaming right now. More talking and discussion and less about what Phil says. Thank you very much. This is completely fucking unrehearsed. 40-year-old panhandler. Exactly. Oh, that's a good one. One thing Phil's done for me is legit give me motivation to be something more than what he turned into. And I think that kind of sums up certainly that first video I put out, I guess. Like, again, I get the comments from people saying, here's how to be a good streamer, just do the opposite of what Phil does. And that basically kind of sums it up, you know, like, I just drag it out over 30 minutes. I know what you mean. The entire stream is horribly dull. His only real banter is to repeat what just happened, or to say, I guess I gotta go there. He does that a lot, doesn't he, as well, where he says, I guess we'll see what happens, as though sometimes you can see the future. Like, bit weird. Yeah, it's just the same thing over and over. None of his misfortunes would have happened if he only got that fucking Wolverine toy. I know. Yeah, that's mental as well. That's mental. That's become a thing, isn't it? A little, like, okay. Like, surely we've all got kind of stories like that from childhood, a little bit. You know, stuff that you've probably forgotten about now, where you wanted something and didn't get it, and it is whatever. But, like, the fact that that's a segment on a thing that he put out, and then that's now become it's very odd. Oh, shit. Bearded Manor, hello. Sorry, I missed that. How's it going, man? There's an OG right there. DSP streams in true percents. Thank you, Bob. Non-emotional tearing down of Phil's endless mistakes also makes for wonderful. Thank you very much. Christening. Sorry, yeah, I couldn't find the word there. Indoctrination, maybe. Warning though, Phil's souls taints everything. Watch yourself if you start detracting. Phil is like a virus. No, I mean, that's what I say. Like, you know, I am completely like there's a disconnect there where I'm not going to get emotionally involved or, you know, take this too seriously. It's a bit of fucking fun at the end of the day. That's that really. Wings had mental health issues, which always makes me feel bad. DSP, on the other hand, is a lazy grifter. That's kind of the vibe that I get, and I'm sure there's way more that I don't know. But I always the small bits that I've seen of his stuff, he seems more of a like I don't know what I think it was on a Ravens stream. I happened to be lurking or something, and he was watching a bit of something by Wings, and it was just like two people just sat there like chatting away with the chat. Like it was more human is what I'm trying to say. There's probably a lot I'm missing, but I'm not really pumped to watch a DSP pre-stream. I'll much rather just do thanks Pope Pisspot, that's nice to hear. Expect the kind of streams to be a bit of a clusterfuck. Don't worry about exactly. Good. Yeah, good to see you again, man. Bearded Manor, right at the bottom of the chat there. When I first started streaming was literally like the first person that ever spoke to me, I think. When I was, to give you a little bit of backstory, a little bit of perspective here. I during lockdown, whenever that was, 2 years ago now, towards the end of it here in the UK, I just decided I'll have a go at that, and I started streaming Fall Guys. That was my thing. That was my I was just like a Fall Guys streamer. I liked that game when it first came out, and I thought, well, it had just come out, and I started streaming it because it was the hot new game. And yeah, it didn't. It was fun. There wasn't much more to it. I didn't turn into this guy. It was just a bit of fun, but it petered out, and obviously I went back to work, and I came back for a little bit, and then I did the Phil video. Yeah, that was you. Okay, Raven. Yeah. I'm sure I saw something. Love to see someone that really seems to care about streaming point out DSP's bastardization of the medium. I'd love to see someone that maybe knows a bit more about it. I mean, anytime you see someone from outside come in and take their first kind of swing at this is always interesting. Wings is a human, deeply flawed and somewhat broken, but you can understand him if you watch his stuff. Gaming was his identity and self-worth, and tying that to games led him down his current path. Okay. Yeah, I can... I mean, without the kind of the whole context, I'm sure, I don't know. I'm sure there's much more to talk about, but yeah, I'm good with this guy,
People said, we want I Am Fish. And I said, well, at this point, I don't want to jump into I Am Fish for only an hour. Because it's not a lot of time to play it. Plus, knowing that I was going to play it then, it would have been unfair to those who liked the game and wanted to see it to miss out on the stream. So I said, you know what? Let's use this as the tiebreaker. Let's say, hey, people wanted I Am Fish on Monday. We'll go with I Am Fish for tonight. Now, incidentally, because this wasn't intentional, as I start to broadcast I Am Fish, I got someone who goes to the stream chat and goes, just so you know, there's no way you would have beaten the Forgotten City tonight anyway. And I'm like, what? They go, yeah, the final ending, okay, takes anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours to complete, even if you know what you're doing, which I do. I have a guide. Someone actually had to write me a guide on how to get the final ending because it's so convolutedly complicated to do it, okay? But then there's all this dialogue. There's all this story-based dialogue that unlocks, and you want to listen to the dialogue. You don't want to rush through it. The whole point of you doing this complex ending was getting to the ending and hearing all the dialogue of what's going on in the game. So basically, I would have rushed, gotten to the ending, and run out of time and not been able to see the ending of the game. Or I would have had to go like a whole hour extra. So I was like, okay, this makes sense.
Oh, sorry to stop that again, but the fucking guides thing, after, I believe him denying that he uses guides for however long, I don't know. This now, because he's now admitted it, it's no longer alleged. So, doesn't that also dehumanize what he's doing? Like, he places so much value in the fact that his streams are his raw, unfiltered, honest, meaningful, valuable opinion on a first playthrough, a blind playthrough. That's his whole MO, isn't it? That's who he is. Like, that's what he does. That's the reason people like him, supposedly. But if he's using guides, then that's colouring his entire... and listen, I'm not saying that using a guide is wrong. Like, say if I was doing a Metal Gear Solid stream, which I did once do. This is a weird thing to say because I know that game like the back of my hand. But say I hadn't played it in years and I had forgotten how to kill a boss or something, or there was a weird bit that I couldn't get past and I've got to use a guide. That would be okay, I guess, because I'd be like adding in bits of like lore and talking about the making of the behind the scenes stuff and talking about Kojima and it would be a different thing, but this is like your first playthrough of fucking Elden Ring. Like, this is the game of the moment, and you need a guide and I don't know, man. doesn't it? Something doesn't sit right, you know. This whole Elden Ring playthrough is just guides. It's very weird, isn't it? I mean, it's blatantly obvious, especially now you know that it's true. That, you know, with the whole like, I'm making this build, I'm doing this build now. You know, this I'm starting the stream tonight, and we're going to be doing a hot new build. And it's like, you wouldn't be talking like that if you weren't using guides or had been shown these things, would you? Really? I don't even think he would say the word build like that, would he? You know. Anyway. Walking facsimile of a person. He plays games live, calls it streaming, and demands money from his fans and calls that support. I've no sympathy for anything that... Yeah. And he calls it positive as well, which I always think that's really funny. Like, a lot of support for something is a positive thing, and if there's not enough... yeah. DSP is... sorry, I've just... Oh, people like Chris Channon, I see these are people I don't know anything about. Are too much for me, and people like Wings are boring, but Phil is the perfect spot. I think that's what it is. He's kind of like the accessible one, isn't he? And it is just like someone said somewhere, I forgot what I was going to say, sorry. I don't know where I was going with that, sorry. The whole Elden Ring playthrough is just guides, makes reactions to disingenuous. That's a brilliant word. Yes, yeah. MGS1, he suddenly knew how to use chaff grenades. Yes, exactly. You know, that was the whole thing about that. That this is how you don't play, isn't it? Because MGS1 was a little bit later once he started streaming, and he was handheld a lot. Don't people say he used Asmund? Yeah, I believe so. I don't know. I need to get back to playing that game, by the way. I got to where someone was playing it the other day. It may have been Meerkat or Shinko or someone, I don't know. And they were literally where I am now. The Castle Born, is it? Something like that. And I haven't played it for like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. Kiz, you tried before you got the guide. He just uses the guide from the start. Yeah, it's very weird, isn't it? He likes to rush things. He likes to get through everything as quickly as possible and say that he beat it. He's very proud of you know, I beat that game, you know. Just something I've never, like, you know, I've never, because I'm a massive, like, kind of completionist, and I tend to not play a lot of games because I tend to like to 100% them and things like that, and you know, just I've never been able to relate to someone that says I beat the game and that's it. You know, I saw the credits, done. You know, because I always have to go back and do other shit. Try before, yeah. He wants to max out side quests because he's not going to touch the game again. I mean, yeah, he's very over leveled, isn't he? As well, that's the other thing. Ran it off with a snort. Yep. It's funny how he came up with a strategy before a boss fight in Elden Ring. He goes for a rage break. Spontaneously knows how to beat the boss. Very mechanic with games. He can't just immerse himself. Yeah. It almost seems as though he sets out to try and do that. You know, if you watch like an episode 1 of his playthrough, it's like, you know, he'll set everything up and do all of the menuing and everything. And, you know, we're off on this big adventure, but then he kind of like gets lost and it's like, give me a guide, you know, sort of. Easy to know, lolcow. You don't need to do a deep dive to laugh. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's a bit like a soap opera. You can just kind of dip in and out, you know, just kind of catch up on the... Has he been sleeping with him? And okay, brill, done. Which part of the UK are you from? I heard England is not the same thing as the UK. England is in the UK, and sort of black country, shall we say. People say Brummie if you're from like Birmingham, but I'm a little bit sort of away from there. His stream made him go to super over-leveled areas in Elden Ring. Then he moaned because people didn't like when he was just rushed. When he rushed past all the areas he's meant to go because he was over-leveled. Yeah, well, exactly. You have to see him fight Sundowner in Metal Gear. Do you know what? I've never played that game. I have it. I remember buying it for like £5 from a supermarket once. and I just never touched it for some reason. I was always more... Sorry, if you don't like Metal Gear, I don't know, this may be irrelevant to you, but... because I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. But I was always more intrigued to see what they were going to do with that game before it changed, because it got given to another company who, you know, they took it over and made it into something else. But before that, it was going to be more of a Raiden game where it tied in a bit more with the games between 2 and 4, I think. So I was always more intrigued to see that version of it. Kojima games I like to complete 100%. It's another thing. I've still not played Death Stranding as well. North of the Watford Gap. Yes, exactly. Isn't the UK 3 countries? England, Scotland and Northern Ireland. Wales as well. That's a great point. He stubbornly doesn't change tactics when fighting a boss so that he can continuously fail and justify looking at a guide. Yeah, and he doesn't really try either, does he? Like people say he just like runs face, you know, he doesn't try and block, or he just kind of, you know, endlessly hammers away and heals himself. Greatest series ever made. I'm glad you think so. Metal Gear Rising's the best game ever. Oh shit. You know, it's memed a lot, isn't it? I know that. So, favourite game? I'll always say Metal Gear Solid 3. You know what you're getting with Phil. He plays greatest hits every stream. Begs, toxic behaviour, same stories. Yeah, but it's the little moments between all of that, isn't it? I think with Phil, it's like you're getting all of that shit, but then there'll be like the things that Hate Army Watch or the other clip guys will hone in on. MGS5 is a garbage story, but the way the open world works and the stealth mechanics... I keep pausing and we keep talking about shit, and I don't know if that's good or not. Metal Gear 5, right. Yeah, loved it till about halfway through, and then you realise, oh, is this it? Like, just to kind of give you my opinion on Metal Gear, I feel like it works better when it's confined. Metal Gear Solid was great, you know, you're in a couple of little small environments, corridors, tight spaces, and then it went on, and 3, I felt like the perfect balance between that and kind of open world where you can kind of go backwards and forwards, and, you know, the survival mechanics and everything. I felt like they hit the balance perfectly there, where that's what a Metal Gear game should be. You know, 4 kind of fucked with it a little bit, and it was too segmented, and yeah, and 5 just kind of went off the rails a bit, and it was great. It played great, and you know, there was again, it was a nice kind of balance between 3 and like Peace Walker in there, and it could have been something amazing, but it's unfinished, isn't it? Right, Aquateel, yeah, exactly, that was one. Phil is dreadfully tall. The gameplay of MGS5 absolutely carried the game. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing everyone says, isn't it? Like, it's a brilliant game. Like, the gameplay's immense. Like, even people that don't like... I remember... so I'm a huge Red Letter Media fan, and used to love watching their spin-off streams, pre-rec, back in the day before they stopped it. And they fucking hated Metal Gear Solid, but they liked the gameplay of MGS5. Which is interesting. Yeah, it just wasn't finished. Literally incomplete. Yeah, it was just very strange, wasn't it? Like, you know, it was clearly going somewhere, and then it's like they cobbled the end together and trying to drag it out a bit, and kind of wondered what the game would be if it was an actual finished game. You do kind of wonder where, you know, what the plan was originally. Was there much more? You know, were we going to play Metal Gear in that engine? You know, like, were we going to get that? You know, where MGS5 ends, you know, is kind of the start of the first Metal Gear. on the MSX. You know, was that a plan? Were we going to get that? You know, I don't know. We'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Snake is OP. Well, that's, yeah, true. It's a shame. Imagine if I was just, yeah. Red Letter Media. I clapped. Exactly. They're the thing that has caused me to stay on the internet the longest. They're my go-to YouTube channel. You know, for you know, I can talk about RLM till the cows come home. You should try the original Metal Gear. I mean, can you imagine how dull that'd be, and how angry he'd get, and yeah, it was just odd the way it ended, wasn't it? It was just like it wasn't even building towards an ending. It was just like, here's your last mission, and then here's a cutscene, and here's what happened at the beginning of the game. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. What steps are you taking to avoid getting sucked too deep into the vortex? Just don't take it too seriously. You know, I'm not. Other than watching this shit religiously, you know, while I'm washing the dishes or on the way to work or whatever, and editing videos about him, it's pretty deep, isn't it? To be fair, but I'm not emotionally involved. Like I say, I'm not going to get angry about stuff that he does or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not consciously kind of thinking I'm not going to let myself get into this too deep, but you know, I guess unconsciously I am, maybe. I don't know. I don't think we were going to get Theo. Hello. Sorry if I've spoken to you without knowing, but another name I recognise. Hello. Thank you for joining us. I don't think we're going to get the start of MG1, but I also think we won't ever know what happened. I think it's a mix of Konami and Kojima, not on good terms, because Kojima was probably fired during development. Well, exactly, yeah. Yeah, we weren't going to get the start of MG1. I think people want that game to be remade in that engine, or wanted that game to be remade. I don't know. I don't think it would have literally gone into that, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, really, isn't it? The whole backstory of the game and the development cycle and everything is probably more interesting than some of the actual story in the game, isn't it? It's, you know, why was Kiefer Sutherland drafted in? Why doesn't he speak that much? You know, all of that shit. Why wasn't it finished? It just ended. Yeah. RLM is about family. It is about family, and that's what really matters, or whatever the quote is. It's like Final Fantasy 15. The story's a mess, but the gameplay and world. Yeah, again, that's another game I really liked. Like, I'm not a massive Final Fantasy fan. I like 7 is one of the top games for me. But then I didn't play it for a long time after that. It took me a long time to finish FF7. I was there when it kind of came out and remember all of that stuff, but I'd borrow it from people and I'd rent it for a week, and it wasn't until the early 2000s that I actually finished it. But yeah, that's a great game. But yeah, I didn't play anything else after that until 13 when that came out, and then 15, which again I had to 100%, you know. But yeah, again, it was a bit of a weird one. That again, I feel like it's very difficult to make a huge game like they have to be within current gaming engines and within, you know, within our expectations. You know, we expect a Final Fantasy game or a Metal Gear Solid game to be a certain thing, but it also has to be the way games are now, and it's hard to, you know, gel the two together, I guess. Right, we'll get back to this in a sec. I'm going to have a quick break in a sec, actually, but we'll get back to actually watching Phil. Leaving a like for the algorithm. Thank you very much. Soundtrack was amazing. Yeah, it's good to hear like Ultravox or you know, Midgear at the beginning, and then yeah, the soundtrack itself. And then obviously all of the 80s stuff. What do I do for a job? I'm not saying that, but dentist. Ooh. If you mean that I talk a lot, this isn't what I'm like in real life. By the way, I'm very much a introvert, but I guess streaming, when it's like this, where it's just me waffling and text on a screen, you know, I can handle that. But face to face with people, I'm a very, very different person. Right, I'm just going to have a quick BRB. Let's see if this works. Perfect. Yeah, see you in like a minute. Has anyone ever played WWE Champions here? Because I always feel like I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like there must have been a detractor or something that's played it. I don't know. Sam doesn't want to say what he does for a job. MI6 agent confirmed. Oh yeah, that's me down to a T. Tweet break, low support. WWE Champions, water bottle, 45 minutes. What was that, like 45 seconds or something? Tips are frozen for 2 hours. I'm a little disappointed that you guys won't support my 156. Yeah, we're on part 279 of Elden Ring, and where's the support, guys? You know. Look at that boat, only your mother could love. Yeah, fragment of self-respect. Got to be the dumbest thing to be addicted to. I mean, at least the devs encourage you to take a break from the game unless they're certain of their MMO dev team. Oh, what are we talking about here? Oh, I missed loads. Endwalker. Oh, we're talking about FF14. I've dipped into that a little bit. I'm not an MMO guy. Sorry to kind of butt in on your talking in that, which again is a Phil thing, isn't it? Like, I don't know anything about that. Why aren't we talking about the stream, and why aren't you talking to me and all this shit? So I'm kind of reversing it and butting into your conversation. But yeah, I've never I've touched on FF14. I always get to the point with those kind of games where you have to do the dungeons with other people and play with friends essentially. But I always kind of feel like there's too much. Like I'm enjoying the world and doing the little things here and there, killing things, blah blah blah, and then you go to a dungeon and it's like you're not doing this thing in this order, and I'm like, okay, that's me done. So I mostly, if there's ever like a free weekend, which they sometimes do, I'll reinstall it and then just literally play on the gold saucer for a while, and that card game. Yeah, I get. I'm a weird gamer. So the details for the new expansion is like, oh, sorry. Your video where you edited a DSP stream was very well made. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one where, you know, it was just something I said I wanted to do maybe and just did it, and it took me ages, and I could have released it how it was without any context and got it out earlier, but I felt that was a bit kind of, wasn't very me to just kind of drop that on the internet without any, like, you know, this is what this is why I did it, you know. So it took me a bit longer, but glad you liked it. I'm not a very casual player. I play Guild Wars 2, which is super casual. FF14 I only play for the story. I mean, that's the only reason I'm kind of disappointed that I haven't kind of got through it all, is that I never really got into the story. Because honestly, I'll log in and I'll do things, but I won't be taking anything in, you know, story-wise. So they've changed that recently. You can do it with an NPC party, or at least the AR. Oh, okay, cool. That's good. That's actually a smart move, really, isn't it? Because they've presumably taken on a lot of new players since the whole Blizzard thing, like with everyone leaving WoW and everything, and presumably there's a lot of new players in FF14, so that's cool. Anyway, let's get back to this guy.
That I didn't do it, because imagine if that had happened, I would have been pretty pissed. Now, what's weird about this is, originally when I played the Forgotten City in January, I was told, oh, it's about 90 minutes to get the ending. Then I was told, oh, it's about 2 hours to get the ending. Now I'm being told, oh, it's like 3 hours to get the ending.
Oh, I didn't see the Deliveroo one. British DoorDash.
All the time, too.
I did eat like half a pizza before I started streaming. Like, I
really
needed
does.
to eat something quick, so I
People
just whacked a pizza.
Completely underestimate how long it takes to beat a game, especially for a streamer like me. If you're someone who's literally just sitting here playing the game for yourself, no interaction, nothing going on around you, no shout outs, just playing the game. Yeah, you can probably beat it in 90 minutes. But I'm an interactive streamer. There's going to be people talking with me. There's going to be shout outs. We're going to be discussing what's going on in the game. That's going to dramatically lengthen my gameplay experience, you see?
Is it,
and
though?
So,
like,
yeah, with a game like this, I obviously want to give it enough
you're playing
time.
the game, someone says something.
I made this announcement last
says
night.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, I agree with that,
Forward, yeah. I will
thank you for the shout out.
Commit
you know,
to
thank you for the tip.
The Forgotten City's final ending.
Like,
fact, what I would say is,
sorry, guys, but he brings this on himself where, you know, games take longer for me to complete because I'm an interactive streamer and all this. But he doesn't automate any of the stuff on the bottom of his screen. I mean, that's a big part of it, isn't it? Like, don't stop every 5 minutes to literally manually type something out. It would be my answer to that, you know.
I want to do a major stream of it at some point. What I'm thinking is, let's beat either Elden Ring or Lego Star Wars or both.
Yeah, the flip the camera thing. I mean, not everyone has to do that, by the way. That's very much a me thing. I don't know how much it matters, and I when I was making that video, I really wanted to find where I'd found that piece of advice, because after I'd heard it, it annoyed me every time I accidentally wasn't turned the right way. But I couldn't. I don't know if it was Harris Heller or one of these other guys, but there was somewhere which said, it's a little thing, but if you put your camera on one side of the screen, then you should be like this, you know, because it just looks weird if not. But I don't know how big of a deal it is. The other thing I was going to say was the game, Sadie, the game time for completion is...
Then we'll do a one-off...
Well, I don't know if it's this stream or he goes on to, you know, he said it before, but he says this point, you know, well, he says that people give him a game time and they drastically underestimate how long, or they're completely way off base. But everyone else takes that long, but he takes so much longer because of these reasons.
Off stream,
a streamer like me.
Forgotten City, you see the true ending of the game, which took
best pizza.
Ooh, but I want to give it enough
something
time.
with like
I definitely don't want to do
pepperoni on it, or
split it up between multiple streams. I just want to see the ending of the game. Especially if we got to dedicate like
sausage, pepperoni, that kind of meat feast kind of
90
thing.
90 minutes to 2 hours. to get through this final plot line and do all these.
I'm not a food connoisseur, by the way. I don't give a shit about food. Like I glaze over whenever anyone talks about cooking and stuff like that.
Missions and things to see it. You want to get the payoff right away. You don't have to wait to get your payoff.
The
right?
unique thing. Sorry.
That's what we're gonna do. Once a game completes.
So do I, though. To be fair.
Forgotten City to beat it, and then we will start WWE
And
2K22.
Even in real life, anyone says unique now, I'll want to say unique, but they'd have no idea why.
Okay. Okay. So that's what we kind of talked about.
You can play and talk. Forgotten City is a walking sim. Doesn't take. Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. Woo.
It's I don't know.
Okay.
It's just another extension of like laziness,
We're
isn't
talking
it?
about memberships in the stream chat. No, sadly, YouTube does not have a free membership system like Twitch Prime had. I wish it did, because YouTube Premium is basically kind of like Twitch Prime, where you can basically get ad-free viewing on YouTube, and it makes absolutely no sense that they can't include a free membership with that. I wish they did, but they don't.
Pseudo Monica,
like
damn, Mr. Sam Live. Yeah, exactly. Hello.
That's it.
First time.
No one can gift you a membership
Welcome.
as of now, and there's no free membership for joining any other program on YouTube. It sucks. I wish they did. It's really silly they don't do that. It's a really
Yeah, I
tough
mean that's the
community.
answer, isn't it? Piss pot. It's the
We're
troll
gonna send
thing,
you to the
isn't
super
it?
Chat. I will shut that out later on in the
But
podcast.
again, like I'm going to touch on, I'm sorry I keep saying this, but I feel like I don't want to say too much because then it devalues my next video, which is incredibly wrong, I guess. But yeah, I feel that if I were him, I would have now realised this isn't for me. You know, if I'm getting this much trouble streaming, there must be a reason for that. So I should probably do something else.
Okay. So anyway.
He therefore
that's the
reads
deal
every
with
insult.
Forgotten
Yeah.
City. So now let's talk about what happened last night with I Am Fish.
Yeah. He
It
only
went
talks about his
really well.
food.
We basically went through the entirety of the puffer fish or blowfish quest line. It's 3 stages. It was super fun. It was chill. The vibes were insanely cool because the game itself has amazingly calming music. Really great.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. You have no idea how much I don't care about food. Like, I would rather come home and so this is where I am lazy. I would rather come home and just eat a pizza, a frozen pizza or something, because there's less washing up. You know, that's me. I don't have any passion for the making of food, to be honest. My job is to clean that up. So the less there is, the better. So I find it, I don't know how it is for everyone else, but I find it extra kind of excruciating watching a Cooking with the King. And although I do admit I do like watching the super cuts. Truly for the anti-film. But if he's so passionate about it, then that's what you should be doing, you know. Whether that's mukbang streams 100% of the time and cooking and whatever else. But I don't know. For some reason, he now doesn't do real life stuff, which I'm assuming is because he doesn't want to show his house, and for whatever reason. I'm a software dev, and I hate when Phil talks about implementing features at YouTube because he always thinks it's like a one-line change. Man, I know. He's just very, very desperate to get that implemented because he can then feel like he's up here rather than down here, I guess, doesn't he? You know, he brings a kind of safety net to him. But yeah, it's not YouTube is having to presumably it's incorporated live streaming into what it used to be, and they're trying to figure out how to make it Twitch, you know, or something similar to Twitch. But at the moment they're kind of trying to keep, you know, a stream is very much a video, whereas, you know, Twitch, a stream is a stream, and you're streaming. You know, it's like Phil always says about how you know, the each stream is a different URL on YouTube and all this stuff, whereas on Twitch, you know, your channel is always that URL, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So YouTube is trying its best to figure out how to make those two things collide. So it's going to take time. And the only person I've seen, griping about it is him, and we all know why, I don't know.
Environments and visuals and fun puzzles. We all were interacting.
He didn't know YouTube Premium existed, and now he's using it at every opportunity as a, there's YouTube Premium, so that's a bit like Twitch Prime, so they could do this.
A nightclub with cool music and silly dancing humans doing the freaking Running Man and shit. It was absolutely hilarious. It was one of the most fun things I've had in a long time. So if you didn't see it, okay, I strongly...
Am I a Twitch streamer normally? I used to be. I was saying earlier, I lockdown time in 2 years ago-ish, I started streaming on Twitch just for fun, basically, and stopped basically when I started work because I was streaming like 3 or 4 times a week for a few hours a day. It wasn't like this, and stopped because of work. I just found it too much. I didn't like the idea of doing both for whatever reason. I couldn't fit them both together. Then I got furloughed again and started the streams up again, and then shortly after, once I'd gone back to work after that, I started on this stuff. But I haven't streamed on Twitch since then. I figure, I'm a YouTube guy now.
You, all right?
Also an engineer and gets super annoyed when he calls us lazy. It's just very,
I really now hope I can finish the
ill-informed.
We got 2 more stages for piranha fish, 2 more stages for flying fish, and I think there's a finale stage.
Someone asked before if I'd watched the Italian Sauce thing, and I don't think I have actually. So I might do that at some point.
There's no set price for memberships on YouTube. How would you be able to implement that? It's called a baseline membership. They would just have to have a standard level membership.
Oh, the bacon grease.
Right?
It's just gold.
If you become a YouTube Prime member. It's not hard.
That's like episode 1 of Poorly Cooking with the King, and I'd never seen, before I was putting that first video together, I'd never seen any of that before, and so that was the first one I ever saw. I knew he'd done Poorly Cooking with the King, but I'd never watched one, so I looked for examples to put in the video, and that was the first thing I saw. The whatever it was, bacon, egg and cheese, whatever, and the pouring of the bacon grease and all that. It's just mwah. Just stupid things he did back. And that's like I was saying earlier, that's some of the spontaneous humanity that you don't really get from him anymore, that makes him slightly more appealing. I mean, it's ridiculous, he can't cook a fucking pot noodle or whatever it was, but it's something else from his life that you're peering into, and it makes him more accessible and appealing as a content creator, rather than just this. We see that box, and that's it. We see that corner of his room, and that's what you get, unless he turns his webcam sometime. It's Furlough was low-key kind of fun. It was, it was. I just, what I'll say about Furlough is that I wish I was doing this then. I wish I'd started up YouTube stuff then. I'd have had more time to get things off the ground, I guess, rather than what I do now, which is, working full time, which I actually work, not that. And then every waking moment other than that, I'm trying desperately to get here and edit or set streams up, which I've kind of spent the last week doing. Right, I'll get back to him in a sec. They want to be YouTube and be videos like they're being, but DSP wants to just be pure streams. I don't know how it would work really, other than maybe if they kind of tried to separate the streams to be more Twitch-like, where you maybe have a separate URL for streams, but your video then automatically gets uploaded to YouTube the second you stop streaming, or something like that. Just that's me. I have no knowledge of how this works, but presumably that would be certainly what he would want. Yeah, maybe. What are you supposed to do with the bacon grease? I don't know. What do you do with bacon grease? As a drainage engineer, Jesus. Yeah, I bet. Don't put it down the toilet. Please don't put bacon grease down the toilet. I'm a much bigger fan of editing contents anyways. Yeah, streams are okay here and there for interaction, but I definitely prefer thought out pre-made videos. Yeah, I mean, my big thing is having something to stick on in the background. I always appreciate something where it's, I guess, a middle ground between streaming and edited stuff, where it's, you can just listen to it if you need to. You don't have to be focused on the screen. Football team. It is big in the UK, and Craig actually got it in one, I'm sorry to say. Been a United fan since I was yay high, although I'm not really a fan. I'm a slightly concerned outsider at the moment. And I'm very sorry if that means that whatever my viewing figure is now down here. Is the stream going to be archived on the channel? I'd love to watch it later. Yeah, I presume so. I'm not recording it like DSP does, but I'm guessing they get put on there and yeah. Yeah, rip. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Tin foil in the sink, pour it in, wait for it to go solid, bin it, yeah. There you go. Yeah, Arsenal won, yeah. It's slightly, because I've never been the biggest football fan, but so I'm always kind of removed from it anyway. But in the last sort of couple of weeks, I've been taking a bit more of an interest in the ending of this Premier League season, and I'm certainly, when the World Cup rolls around, that's when I get really kind of heavily into it, and I'll get FIFA and I'll want to play the World Cup mode and all that. Usually wait till it's cool and put it in an empty tin can. Yeah, just something like that. Basically anything that doesn't mean it goes in your toilet. I'm just thinking what else you could do with it now that you shouldn't do. Yeah, but anyway, let's get back to this guy.
It just takes work. I'd say YouTube really is not good at that. They're good at, oh, let me do a quick coding line. Okay, we're done. But they're like, oh, we want to implement something to actually benefit everyone, and it takes work to design the program. Oh!
This is very...
Hold on. It's not just a line of code I can write. Oh, I got to step away from that idea. It's not hard at all. It could work exactly like it works on Twitch.
It's not hard at all. Just changing the way our site works almost completely is not hard at all. No midstream tweet. No, I didn't even tweet that I went live. Whoops. The funny thing is, Hate Army Watch reached 5 million. 5 million wasn't? Yeah, 5k I think it was, wasn't it? He's not 5 million, surely. People using his negative behaviour and growing up positive while DSP. Yeah, I mean it's. Yeah, I mean I've always said, like, the detractor channels, to a point, I guess, are what he should be doing in the downtime. He just little clips from the streams and little bits of edited gameplay. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's ironic, isn't it, really, that he's bitching about YouTube being lazy when he's not willing to do anything other than this. It's amazing when it's, yeah, exactly, everything is easy when it's his job. Sorry, yeah, that's literally what I just said. Yeah, it's ironic when he attacks other people's work effort. The helicopter engineer. I'd love to know what he actually did. Wouldn't it be fucking amazing to somehow see him at a desk job, or whatever it was. Yeah. Like, yeah, when they tried to remove Google Plus. God, yeah, do you remember that? I remember looking in, because years and years ago, I wanted to try starting doing, like, vlogs. If any of you have, like, stumbled upon my Instagram, I'm into, like, physical media and films and stuff, and I wanted to talk about that kind of stuff on YouTube, and I did look into it at one point, and that was the I guess the era of Google Plus and having to set up a whole. I mean, it's pretty convoluted as it is now, but back then it was a whole thing. So yeah, he's really so ignorant when it comes to how things work. I mean, he just has no interest in any of it, does he? Like, he's not passionate about any of the things he stumbles his way into. Like, you know, if someone mentions something, he'll give like a really ill-informed couple of paragraphs on it, and you know, but there's nothing like, oh, I watched this really good video about, you know, YouTube and how YouTube works the other day, and you know, there's none of that. There's no like outside interest seeping in, other than, you know, we cook this thing or we ate this thing, you know, and it's just, God. Is there a difference between... Oh, that is not a question for me. Using a simple keybind program to make the... Hard for me. Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, it is not a simple thing. I mean, I think most of us know that what he's saying here does not hold, you know, any water. You know, YouTube, in order to do something like this, they'd have to have teams of people looking into it, and implementing it must be a fucking nightmare. As if they wouldn't do it if they could. That's the other thing. He's phrasing it as though it's like a thing that they're choosing not to do. You know, like he always does. I'm sure there's a word for this phrase where he like makes an exaggerated example of something to highlight his point. But he just comes off looking ridiculous every time he does it. Gifted memberships need extra time to be ready, because that involves other people's money. If there's a bug in the money, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, anyway. Froy didn't care now that he was banned from Twitch. He wants YouTube to jump immediately for him with gifted memberships, as though he's like the big deal, you know, like, I'm here now, you know, this is what you should be, you should implement this for me, you know.
Anyway. So, I Am Fish went really well. And I can't wait. I want to play more of it, okay? Seriously, I want to play more of it. So, this morning, ladies and gentlemen, right now, we're about to set up a poll for the next Game Pass
I will
night.
Look that word up, because I know the word.
Let's do it literally live.
I need to know the
now.
definition.
All right? So, let's jump over here.
Hope the levels and everything are alright. Like, let me know, seriously, if there's anything I can change.
I thought about this overnight, and there was some debate last night. Should this be a members-only poll again, or should it be public? I'm going to go again with members-only, because if I do a members-only poll, I feel like I'm giving members more value for being a channel member. So if you are a channel member, you will be able to exclusively vote on this poll today and tomorrow, and this will determine what game we're playing on Sunday night's late-night Game Pass stream. Okay?
It's like homework, isn't it? It's like, choose these things for me.
Phil play on Sunday night Game Pass night stream. Good luck.
Because he then, so, if it goes wrong, he can say, "Well, you chose this."
No, hold on. Serious Sam 4. YouTuber's Life 2.
I was watching
I Am Fish.
That YouTuber's Life thing was weird, wasn't it? I was watching Ex Mortis.
Pirate.
One of Ex Mortis's videos earlier, and he says something about how he never. I don't know. There was a clip of Phil berating someone, or, you know, saying that, oh, you'll never see me just randomly starting up another game because I've been sponsored to play it. essentially. And that YouTuber's Life thing came out of fucking nowhere, didn't it?
Say, hold up a minute, Phil. Didn't you say that when you do these polling systems, you were not going to include the game that was the winner of the last poll in the current poll? I did say that, and I'm completely going back on that because I Am Fish was so much fun last night. I genuinely had so much joy playing the game and reacting to it and interacting with you guys and having a great interactive stream. I don't want to now immediately eliminate that from the possibility of being played again because it was so much fun. All right. Now, I'm not trying to skew your vote at all. I'd be happy to play Serious Sam 4, YouTubers Live 2, Quake, or One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. I think they're all great games in their own right, and they'd all make great interactive streams. Like YouTubers Live 2, we've done before. That's
yeah.
Serious Sam.
Boris, that sums it up. Just play it then. Like, do something that you want to do, and have the confidence in yourself to just do that thing. Because it's almost like he's putting his weight behind saying, this is something I want to do, and that again kind of leans back into like letting your guard down a bit, letting people in a bit, this is what I want to do, this is going to be cool, not choose this for me because then I can blame you when it goes wrong, Yeah, excitement, like he is with food, like make your mind up, pick a lane, like do this thing, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you've thrown your weight behind something rather than the homework angle. It's just, perpetual victim. Exactly. Yeah. Very weird. You did this.
We played before, that was silly fun. Quake we played before multiple times, and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 I think is the best Musou game I've ever played. So all those are potential to be really good playthroughs, okay? But that being said, I don't want to eliminate I Am Fish, okay? So
little sniff.
That's the poll. Please vote. Please, let's see what you guys pick for Sunday night stream. Again, it's members only, so I gotta urge members. Please exercise the power that you get by being a channel member. Please vote in this poll. It is live right now.
Yeah, Rajeezy, the poll live on stream being an event, like...
It'll be live today, tomorrow, and half of Sunday. Okay?
Oh, fuck me. Jesus.
Good.
Yeah, like...
Some people are...
I know I keep harking back to old videos and all that shit, but like... this basic stuff that streamers will do, setting up polls, whatever it is, doing a new thing on your whatever you call it, like setting up something on your Nightbot that makes this happen, or while it may be cool, I think you can control my lights, by the way. I don't know if you can or not. I don't know if I've set it up properly, but again, that's just a little thing that I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I installed Lumia Stream and I did this for you, and you should have, it's a tiny little thing, and he'll say it in a way that makes it sound like it's some huge improvement. I implemented a poll so you could do this thing, and it's interactive, and it's like, this is like, yeah. It's like he loves being condescending, just a bit, yeah. I just want to know how he'll make to blame us when members pool gets low support.
They're saying Hollow Knight. All right, fair enough. I mean, I don't have it right now installed on my Xbox, but I think that the game set. Well, see, I was gonna say the game save would be in the cloud, but do I? Really
I'm assuming he'll get his 400 this month.
2 years ago, I don't even really remember.
I think people want to see what he's got in store too much.
See, here's the deal. There's a little bit of a difference between games that I just played in January, that I remember them all, and we had fun playthroughs going, and a game that I didn't play for years. A game that I didn't play for years.
Imagine if Phil used better TTV emotes.
I really don't even remember what I did in it or how to play it.
That would be a whole thing, wouldn't it? Oh, I did it for you guys, and then you just...
Probably the best way to go about it. So...
How far are we?
But
oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
What we can start adding in other games now to the rotation. Especially like
I need
for example,
to
if
keep
end
my
up
eye on the
finishing
clock a
Alien,
little
if
bit.
I finish I Am Fish, then we have that's out of the rotation anyway. Well, Outer Wilds is definitely out, and the Forgotten City is definitely out because we're going to commit to doing a major stream of that after I beat one of my major playthroughs to finish data. So we are getting games out of the rotation. You see?
All right, Tig.
Which is good.
Welcome. Sure, the Wings
Sound
Trolls have their
effects
socks in order.
dead set.
Well, that's
I'm
the thing,
getting
though.
you
Like the
playing
Wings
Dynamite.
thing, he's just doing, isn't he?
He's
But
the only person.
the goal
But
is
he's dead set on getting me to play. He literally
is
every
to
day
watch
when I
his
talk about what
his
games he
video.
played on night stream, he's like, Dying Light 2, Dying Light 2. Like, I'm like, you may literally be the only person.
For my, for people that are just coming in, my opinion is that he should just watch Ex Mortis videos, and if you haven't seen them, just watch them.
Talking about the game still. Who even remembers it exists? Seriously. Like, okay, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't a great game. It felt exactly like Dying Light 1 with slightly better graphics. It didn't feel like they innovated anything. By the time that you got to the part that felt innovative, the city, you'd already played for
There's a lot of
15
this,
hours,
isn't
you
there?
were
It's
bored
all.
of tears. You see?
I think I touch my face
Like,
quite a lot,
really?
like just nervous, sort of twitches
Well,
and stuff.
we'll
but
see what happens.
geez.
Like I said, what we will likely be doing, we'll be re-adding new games to the rotation for these possibilities for late night streams. Okay, give me a second. As you see, my allergies are killing me. I gotta blow my nose. It's bothering me. It's pissing me off.
We get to listen.
Hate allergies. Son of a bitch. Okay. Look. Look. Look.
Okay. Right. I think I said this to myself when I was watching it another time he did this. But who here thinks he would love, assuming he has a tissue, which I'd like to think he does, don't you think he'd love to go, look at that one? I'll leave that image with you. You don't have to answer. It's even funnier with the background music, yeah.
I hate allergies. Ugh.
He'd fucking love it though, wouldn't he?
Okay.
Oh, that one's a good one.
I do feel a little better now. I cleared out the sign.
Good, brilliant.
The ectoplasm for the super chat. I'll shut that out.
Ectoplasm.
All right. Now that we covered what happened yesterday, let's talk about today and moving forward. Today's Elden
Hello,
Ring
Sudden Fall.
continuing on the
Oh, thank you very
first
much.
screen, and I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I must
admit,
admit, my heart was beating out my chest a little bit when I had to kind of, I kind of had to make myself hit that button to do it. But
the whole thing
here we are.
today. We're gonna, explore the entire area. Now, from what I understand, if I do head all the way north, I can get to what's called the Hallig Tree area, which is apparently the hardest area of the game. Some people are saying
Did
it's so hard
Ectoplasm
it's
time
to
that?
beat it, okay?
Because that's
definitely I'm
a
gonna do
good
that.
coincidence.
But not today. I want to basically do all the content that I can do before I get to the hardest area of the game. So I want to do the consecrated snowfield. If we finish
I've
that,
got a 3-year-old that does that.
then we will head southeast to the land of the dead giants. We'll clear that.
I can relate
believe
to
that's
that.
going to end up taking us to another area of the game where we'll do that. And as long as I don't beat that area, it doesn't unlock the final part of the game, I guess.
Remember when
So we
LTG
wanna
got
do a lot
strategy
of stuff,
guides
and then
donated?
we'll go to the Hallig Tree. So likely today we'll do a lot of snowy area. Okay?
Great.
But the Hallig Tree's coming, okay?
Oh, go on, son.
It is. The Hallig Tree's coming. And I hope that you guys will enjoy all the stuff. It's going to be a fun
If only you could smell this far.
currently have a
Could you
magic
imagine?
build.
He'd do that as
Yeah,
well,
as
wouldn't
crazy
he?
as it is, I went from a faith build to a freaking sorcery build.
Members.
And
It'd
I'm
be like a
building
member
two magic swords. So I'm a little bit
perk, wouldn't it?
underpowered to how powerful I was before.
If like smelly
doing
vision or
giant
whatever it's
faith
called was a thing,
halberds.
you know.
But it's kind of fun. I mean, I might stick with it today. If I end up running into a bunch of problems where I can't.
All right, D-Man Games, how's it going?
Then I'll probably switch back to my old build.
Look at this.
Picture of my old specs, so I can respec back up to where I was.
What's he talking about? I've lost what he's on about.
No, we're not going to Canada. That's not the snowy area we're going to. Mr. Ego, I would love to stop snorting into the mic, but I have
Here we go.
drip because of allergies. So if you have a problem with that, fuck you. Yeah, I don't want to have post-nasal drip. I don't like it. I think it's disgusting just like you, but I have to suffer with it. So what would you like me to do? Take my fucking head off my body? Shut
This.
up. Okay. So Elden Ring today. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too, as we're heading ever closer to the finale of the game.
It's a lot of
By the
work.
way, remember, I'm actually going to review the game fully when I complete it. That's going to be interesting. Because I'm actually going to be honest. I'm not going to kiss the game's butt.
He's not concerned with
So
his
I'm not
image,
gonna
so
rant
making the
about
noises of me
being
discussing in
sus.
front of the
I'm
camera
gonna
is
be
some
honest.
weird form of him dominant. Yeah, you're probably right.
Coming tonight on the late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. It is Friday Night Fight.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Old school stream.
up to a point, like, him not giving a fuck is fine, you know. I mean, it's a bit outdated, isn't it? The whole, you know, angry video game nerds, you know, that kind of early YouTube kind of humour and all that. But okay, you know, a little bit sort of, you know, a little bit gross, you know, the gross out hot comedy, like that kind of stuff, whatever. Some people probably find it funny still, I don't know. But, not going to win over a lot of people with that. And, it, you know, and that's the big thing, isn't it? The sticking point, isn't it? Like, you know, trying to chase new viewers with all this interaction, all the likes and everything. But this is what they're going to find, you know. I mean, I know it's been said a million times before, but as soon as they stop in and check him out, like, you're going to get that in your ears every 2 minutes. So yeah. Hello, you all. I followed DSP Distractors channels and got this stream recommended. Perfect. Oh, that's good to know. Sadie. Oh, what? Is it curable? I don't know. I've heard some people saying you can get it sorted. You know, I'm assuming you have to blow your nose a bit more than the average person, but is it really too much to ask that he just mutes them? Mutes that? Yeah, it is apparently. Yes, it is. So when did the interview with the? Yeah, there's been times, I think, during the bankruptcy thing, which I've not listened to all the way through, I don't think, but again, no snorting down the telephone. If you sold farts in jars, it might be enough to bring the mouse back. Again, he probably would do that. He gets very offended when you mention his post-nasal drip and asking if he's just had a stroke. I know.
Street Fighter fun.
Yeah.
2 hours of throwback action. Late night streaming. And it'll be on the Xbox Series X. We did this
it's Steve of the Dead's here. All right, mate. You could have a button on the if his stream deck fucking worked, yeah.
Well. It was way better
if you could actually be asked to set the fucking thing up.
We got into a couple lobbies that stuck. Good competition. We actually put a lot of hyper fighting, which was fun because we almost never play Street Fighter 2 hyper fighting. So I had a great time with it, and I can't wait for more tonight. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. Tomorrow. It's going to be a special day.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Who have we got here? Scares new viewers away without his constant badgering and for money and well, yeah, I mean, one of these things, it's not going to take long for someone to go, you know, that's enough for me. Laylin, how's it going? Welcome. Oh fuck. What's oh Christ, what's this done? I need to get some mods in or something. Sorry, Toxicol. I don't know why that's happened. Symbols. Okay, right. We'll turn that off as well, shall we? Sorry, guys. This is highly unprofessional. One sec. Spam protection. Excess symbols. I'm guessing that will stop happening now. Right. Steve, yes. It's good to have Steve here. I think, yeah, correctable with minor surgery. Minor surgery. And I'm guessing that's too much effort. Or he doesn't know. Or doesn't care. I don't know. Yeah, it's long form videos. Steve of the Dead is like the perfect example of what I was saying before. Like something I can stick on while doing dishes or, you know, the short journey to work or whatever. Just, you know, there's a you know, that's my thing, you know, being able to just listen to stuff like that. like a podcast. Foot pedal. Elgato have literally just released a foot pedal, and someone did bring that up to him, I think, and he again outright just poo-pooed the idea. It's just like, no, you know, too much effort, probably wouldn't work on my setup, blah blah blah. Presumably banned, I don't know. It's the guy.
On stream, I'm doing something
too many England flags waving.
Something I've never done before. It's completely outside of my comfort zone, but it's something that you guys have asked for many years. And because you guys wanted it so badly,
I wish I could listen to shit at work.
Parties. All right. So tomorrow, I'm smoking weed on stream. No, I'm not. Absolutely not. Tomorrow, I am doing DSP React. Yes, a series where I watch content and react to it. You guys wanted me to do this for an insane amount of time, and I kept resisting. But you kind of twisted my arm this month. I wanted to do this with a video about me, and you guys said, no, it would be more interesting with a video about somebody else. And I said, well...
Wait, what? Wait.
Shot, all right?
What?
I'll give it a shot. Let's see how it works out. Tomorrow it is DSP React.
Who?
Down the rabbit hole, News of Redemption. So I think this is going to be exciting and interesting because I'm finally going to get some understanding, I feel, about a guy who you guys reference all the time on my streams. You reference the memes, the mannerisms, the sayings, the things.
Who
said that? Times you guys said, look here, look, listen, chicken tendies, Wendy's chili.
See, he already knows more about him than I do.
Understand. And hopefully after watching this tomorrow, I'll understand.
Yeah, again, I mean, I don't partake in such things anymore. I'm not saying no to the idea, but yeah, might chill him out a bit, like, you know, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, fucking hell, another one. Right, yeah, Sam is more British. I don't know, man, less common. I don't know. My accent's a bit weird where, you know, I think if you're not from my area, people can spot it, but people from my area think I'm quite well spoken and posh. It's one of them, innit? The upset Joseph is not as mad as anymore.
Now apparently,
yeah, a lot of AVGN.
Watched my content, and he actually, you know, has said nice things about me over the years, which I appreciate. I've never watched his content. I'm gonna be honest, you know, I don't watch anyone's content really. Everyone, you know, once in a while, my wife and I decide to watch a playthrough of a game we're both interested in playing, like Elden Ring. But I've never seen anything.
Fucking hell.
Okay, and
I know you say that this money will go towards improving your setup, but I wouldn't mind if it goes straight to bills. Jesus Christ, biggest boss.
The thing is, this video was over 2 hours long, and with my format.
Thank you. That's mental. But honestly, if you know, if I'm not asking for money or anything, like it's not why I'm doing this. I have a job, but anything that does come in is well, it'll go straight to improving this in some way. You know, I've got my eyes on a DSLR at some point because I film my videos with an iPhone. Yeah. So anything that does come in is going to that, basically, at some point. But thank you, man. That's fucking awesome.
All right, of basically 3 hours.
Made fun of wings in the past. I mean, this is the other thing. I mean, I don't really know. Like I say, I don't know anything about wings. I don't know too much about Phil's position on wings, other than what he's saying here. But I'm guessing he probably knows more than he's letting on. It's Phil, isn't it? You know, put him on the leaderboard. If I did have a leaderboard, it would be automated.
Podcast. Likely we're not going to get through it because I know what's going to happen is we're going to be stopping the video frequently. I'm going to be commenting on the things.
Oh, thanks, Joe Kramer.
Perspective and my take on it. I'm sure you guys are going to be interacting with me constantly, right? You are. You're going to be interacting with me.
This is a really.
about this stuff.
I don't watch
And so
him
it's
like
gonna not be
religiously.
just watching,
Like
just watching,
I'm
just watching.
in and out
So
most
likely,
days, but
a 2-hour video
fucking
will
hell,
be
this is
longer than
a
stream.
bad
I'm
one,
thinking
isn't
we
it?
have to do multiple streams to even get through it, depending. I don't know. I haven't watched the video in full. I've watched like snippets of it to see exactly what it was or whatever. And actually tonight I'm going to set this up fully so it works for tomorrow. I've already got the app installed and everything.
Wow.
On my Xbox
Oh,
Series
God,
X.
this.
Just gotta make sure that it's going to play and work easily for the stream tomorrow. But this should be interesting, to say the least. All right. So everyone knows.
The apps are there for a good reason, you know. I'm sure it's great being able to watch YouTube on your console. But again, this just sums him up, doesn't it? He can't be asked to sit at his PC, so he's going to watch someone else's video on his PS5 because he can have his toilet seat round it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Going on. Apparently, there's all kinds
Glasses
of
scam.
shit happening. People talking
Yeah.
about it. I guess we're gonna have a high attendance
Should
tomorrow.
get the glasses on.
Anyway. Okay.
It's like I was saying earlier, Pope Pisspot, like I've seen snippets of Wings. I've not looked into him. I've not seen any like big, you know, like I've not even looked to see if there's any kind of like best moments videos or anything like that. It's literally what I've stumbled upon through other streamers, you know, like I was saying earlier, Raven's Dolphin was streaming some of his stuff the other day, and yet, like you say, he appears to me as if he is a human being. You know, he's just there at his computer, like just chatting away. His wife's there, and I don't know, there's more to it obviously, but it's not this, you know.
And so I guess we'll see how
There'll be
it
people
goes.
who keep Phil
Now,
updated on the various
here's
latest memes, so he's
my
not caught out by any.
opinion on the subject.
Yeah,
okay?
you've got to imagine that he's
If we do this event tomorrow, and
he's not letting on.
it is basically
a fair
gets
bit here.
a warm reception. What I mean by that is people seem to enjoy it. It seems to be something that people had a good time with, whether it was just the interacting with me, seeing my reactions, or just the content in general. All right. If we get good
Oh shit, yeah, super chats don't count, do they?
engagement on the stream and the videos on YouTube, and if we get support for it, meaning if I'm taking a giant stream away from my gameplay, will it be equivalent to at least?
Yeah,
as
the
good as if I'd done
retrospectives
gameplay?
he's
See what I'm
sat.
saying?
I've seen him
If
sitting
all
at a
those
PC
factors
before
happen, then there's no reason why I wouldn't consider doing this kind of content moving forward.
with
in
the chair
But
wiggling
I
and all
need
that with the, you know.
to know that it's going to work.
It was
This is
Tevin's
both my
fault.
hobby as well as my job. I need to make sure that what I'm doing is meaningful content.
Toilet seat can work on the
internet.
PC, but he's paranoid people might see his desktop screen.
So, let's see how it goes.
A lot of
tomorrow.
paranoia.
I hope it goes well. If it doesn't, then we don't have to do it ever again. It's kind of an experiment. It's kind of an interesting scenario. Will it go well? Will it not go well? Will people like it? Will they not?
It's gonna go
How will
well,
it
isn't it? Like,
Okay? So let's find out tomorrow. We'll give it a shot. If it ends up being a fucking giant disaster, I don't have to worry about it ever again. I just won't do it again. So it's not that big of a deal. It's not a huge risk or anything. It's just one stream
Oh, cool.
to experiment and see how it goes. Okay?
wow, there's a
So-
lot of snorting tonight, isn't there? Yes,
Let's
last
see how
night.
it goes tomorrow. It'll be
Um,
interesting to say the least. No matter how it goes, I think it's going to be an interesting stream. But I hope it goes
He asked the
well.
guy to throw a match,
I'll
and he
be
said-
honest, people might say, well, what
And
are
said
your
he would kick him
expectations out of this event?
after.
I hope people like it. If they find value in it, and maybe they like it so much that they want to see me do other stuff like this. You know, like people have already given me a million suggestions of other things that I can watch after this that would be entertaining to see me react to. Things that I'm completely not informed on. Like, for example, like all the time you guys mention shit on my stream, I don't know anything about it.
You would think, wouldn't you? I mean, I know. I can't imagine what he must go through mentally. You know, all like joking aside, I can't imagine what it must be like. But you would think he would look into the other people that are supposedly like grouped into a certain type of streamer in the way he is, to see what he's doing like them, so he can not be like them. You'd think there'd be at least an interest there, you know, like a curiosity, but he is apparently completely like out of the loop, supposedly, on like all of this, and it's wow, you know. Let's catch up a bit here. I don't see how it won't make him money. I mean, come on. Like I keep saying, like my you know, I just think it would be fucking hilarious if no one talked about it. You know, no restreams, no tips, no troll tips, no ironic viewing. If everyone turned him off for a night and just to see, do you think he'd be like upset about that a little bit? Do you think he'd be a little bit disappointed that no one gave a shit about his big thing? You know, like that'd be interesting.
I just don't. I don't know these people who you're mentioning.
Yeah, even
like,
the way he talks normally is boring and yeah, unfriendly
That's what
sounding.
you guys have told me. That's literally it. That's all I know. Okay.
A lot of snoring.
So, let's see how it goes tomorrow. All right.
Reach the tier 3 tips goal and milk the formula multiple times. Well, yeah, I mean that's
huge disaster that I never even touch upon
part of the course, isn't it? Like that's what he does. You know, he'll do something
right
ad nauseum because it worked once, presumably, and then milk the well dry until it stops doing that, and then blame everyone else because he didn't innovate. You know.
So let's see. All right.
Give yourself a little clap there, Phil.
All
Go
right.
on.
That's
Go on,
tomorrow's
sir.
main stream. Now tomorrow night, on the late stream, it will be Skyrim After Hours. We're going to continue on with the Companions quest line. If and when we finish it, you
have to basically smother your sense of empathy with a pillow.
I have a Danger Heart. I've been waiting to get one to do this. And then after that, likely what I'm thinking of next for Skyrim, I think I want to finally do one of the DLCs. I mean, we've been playing it for 90 hours since December. Maybe it's time to finally do a...
Yeah, I mean, the depression thing with
DLC.
Phil
They
is
won't sit there unplayed, right?
like a light switch, isn't it?
So that should be fun. And then on Sunday, we will return to Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. That should be fun. We're in Attack of the Clones. We'll make some progress there and hopefully beat Attack of the Clones and continue on.
I think it correlates with his tips total, doesn't it?
As I said, Sunday night...
Oh, the chat not talking to him thing.
Going to be...
Okay. Do you know what I should do? I should do like a 100 top tips for being a streamer or something, and just get all of this out, because it's like, you know, I said earlier about the numbers thing. Like, you know, lesson 1: do not bring up numbers. You know, don't look at your view account. Don't sit there tallying up your tips. Don't, you know, tell people they need to do, you know, certain amounts of, you know, give certain amounts of money. Don't look at your members goal. You know, that's one. But then, you know, where was I going with this? The chat not talking to you thing. It's like, man, I won't say too much because again, it's something else I bring up in the next video. But like, again, I mean, it's just such an obvious thing to say, but like, let your chat talk about stuff. You know, this is supposedly a social place to come and hang out, but he shuts it down whenever there's something he doesn't, you know, if you're not talking about him, essentially. So it's...
the Game Pass stream that you guys are now voting on. In fact, not that this will have any bearing on the final results, but this poll has now been live for about 10 minutes. All right? And in the 10 minutes that this poll has been live, we have 31 votes. And the voting is currently as follows. Serious Sam 4 has 10% of the vote.
Yeah, trapped in like old internet.
26%. I Am Fish has 26%.
Meerkat might be what? Sorry, I've lost what I was talking about.
And One Piece Power Warriors 4, 10%.
If his detractors go away, then he really gets scared.
It's very early and it could go any way, but it's kind of a triple...
So I'm guessing presumably there's a lot of restreams tonight.
But only 30 members have voted, okay? We got 377 members. So we have potential that could flip, you know, any way. We'll see what happens here.
It's kind of why I did this like now, because I know there's a lot of like other streamers. You know, I wouldn't have dared done this tonight and literally restreamed what's going to happen tonight, because I'm going to be one of the people watching.
A few things to keep in mind.
I'll probably be in Meerkat stream,
DLC coming out
assuming he's doing one.
Yes, I'm going to be checking it out. I'm not guaranteeing exactly on that day, but likely. It's only 3 hours long. It's only a small expansion, but I would absolutely love to play Bugsnax again with you guys for a stream. That'd be pretty neat. Okay, and as I said, we are getting to the end of a couple games. Like Elden Ring, I would say probably a week to a week and a half, we're going to beat it for sure. Lego, really depends on how much time I take. Last time around, I really took my time doing the hidden content. and ended up not even beating
I really
a movie in one stream. But there's been times when we've gotten through an entire movie in one
Never
stream.
mind. I was just going to say something about intros. But,
there's 4.5 movies left. So again, another maybe week to 2 weeks, we might beat Lego. So then we'll start looking at things like what.
I've got to say, Steve, the intro. Well, the whole fucking video was great, but that intro was something else. If you've not seen it, go and watch Steve of the Dead's latest video. Yeah, I could have watched an entire Steve of the Dead takes the piss out of Phil stream. Would that be like Phil? I was going to say cosplay, but no, you've done that before as well, haven't you? Yeah, don't put your chat in 24-hour sub-only mode. It's just like, you need to be told that, like, 24-hour sub-only mode. Like, surely sub-only mode is for people that, I don't know. Like, I guess you could use sub-only mode as like an occasional thing, like a little perk here. It's like, I think I used to have one as a channel point redemption on Twitch, where you just, you could have like emote only mode or something like that. But surely sub only mode's the same sort of thing. Stick that on for 5 minutes and the subs can have a chat. Not 24 fucking hours. Like, that makes no sense. Chat is basically North Korea. You can't talk about how awful it is. Yeah, I know. I wonder about this a lot. If you took away all the detractor stuff, what would be left? There's nothing positive by his fans. No clips of gameplay. Yeah, I mean, that would be it, wouldn't it? You'd have this, and the other 2 videos he puts out, or the 3, whatever it is, 2 gameplay streams and fucking daily rap. You'd have, is it 4 videos a stream? Still 8 videos a day, isn't it? Damn. Anyway,
let's do the Forgotten City. Let's start up WWE 2K22. What would be after that? Actually, I don't know, but in May, just to give you guys some perspective, okay?
I wish Tervin was back when he did the Elden Ring restream. I've not watched much Tervin
on May 5th,
recently.
Evil Dead the game on May 13th. That, now everything else in May is like.
Oh yeah, they're saving up for tonight.
At least for the beginning, and I am debating playing them. I'm not 100% committing, but I am saying, hey, I'm interested in them. Okay, so if I do play those, we got new stuff to put into the rotation. You see.
I think sub only might be useful when you have 20,000 people as a norm.
All right.
Well, yeah, all that, yeah.
That's the schedule. Hope that sounds good to you.
Yeah, you can see it on like a Twitch stream or whatever, where they're getting a lot of, the rooms popping and a lot of maybe unsavory people are coming in. I don't know, but not this.
Any tips to shout out? But we do have a good amount of YouTube side stuff to shout out this morning.
Gonna go sub to Steve. There you go. Good. You won't regret it.
Story.
Phil has no community. Well, yeah.
You know that Sony PlayStation Plus new program that they announced like a month ago or a few weeks ago? Well, it's finally got a release date. Okay, basically the month of June. Like, it's going to be a slow worldwide release.
God, I'm sorry to keep doing this. I don't think I'm going to get through this whole video, by the way. But that's another thing where it'd be quite a simple little change that he could make that I think would benefit. Because you're not going to randomly watch a DSP video if you're new to him. You're not going to. You may get it recommended to you. Elden Ring Part 37, I did this boss or something in the title. You're not going to want to click on that because it says Part 37 on it, are you? If he went the extra 5 minutes and made a thumbnail for that, and made it a bit more vague, maybe then. But yeah, that's he's crippling, like he's handicapping himself a little bit there. And that's a little tiny little thing you could do. Whatever.
Late May, it's gonna launch in certain places in Asia, and then early June it launches in Japan, and then around like mid-June it launches in the United States, and then in late June it launches in the UK and other parts of Europe. So that's the launch window, and I'm definitely excited for this, like excited for it.
By the
for
way,
it because I want to know. Here's why I'm excited.
Original Lucas
I want
Dave.
to know what retro games are going to be available in this program. That's actually my major concern. I don't care about them including games that I've already played, like God of War and shit like that. Returnal. I don't care. I have them already. I buy them as new releases. They don't include new releases in this program.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I don't.
To me, the value will be the retro.
Yeah, I don't really think it matters if I don't
what
do the whole
PS1
video.
and PS2 classics are you going to offer me as part of this program?
I watched someone who did Elden Ring, but only made videos on just the bosses. Why doesn't Phil do that? Yeah, I mean, his whole thing at the moment with with likes and all of that is the goal for, I guess, most YouTubers, where you want to get the random person to click on your video, and with Phil, he wants the random person to click on the video to support him, but you're not gonna do that if, like I just said, if you're not willing to go that extra mile and make that content accessible. It needs to be more, here's a video about bosses, even if it was just clips from his streams of him killing every boss or something like that. Not, here's episode 297 of Elden Ring where I walk around for a bit and shout at my chat. It's not gonna get him what he wants. Amuse. Almost at 100 likes on the video, guys. Cool. I think this PlayStation Plus thing sounds great. Oh, yeah. He has to be negative about it. Is he about to talk about it? Is that why?
That seems to be the thing that Sony is tight-lipped about.
Right. Oh, okay.
They've mentioned, some of these high-profile PS4, PS5 games.
He doesn't even do this his own thumbnails what other
games are available? What PS3, PS2, and PS1 games are you including in it?
I made a thumbnail for this stream last night before I went to sleep, and it took me about 5 minutes. I don't know if anyone's seen it because it's... Well, you might have done. I think there's at least one person that's had the video suggested to them, but it's not hard.
They're not saying shit. They're keeping zip-lipped about this. It makes me feel weird because they claim there's over 700 games that they're gonna...
But this is a man that thought just putting, and it wasn't even him that did it, but just putting the word live in red, like Arial black font, on his thumbnails, like a major change,
Include? That's great, but what game?
Highlights of the week.
You can't just tell us what game.
Quickly, yeah.
I mean, the thing launches in less than 2 months. You think you can tell us?
Yeah, he always makes a big deal about how he has to babysit his uploads. Does he say that now? I don't know, but what? It boggles the mind, and I don't know. He's so stubborn and set in his ways, and so proud, or whatever it is, that of being true to himself. But it's completely detrimental. That doesn't jive with his goals of being successful on YouTube. You need to budge somewhere to make them work. Which I guess is what he's doing tonight, isn't it? It's a start, at least. It's completely hypocritical, but it's a start.
Yet now
begging you to do more DSP content. I'm trying. That's why I've got a lot of things to say. I've got a list of not as comprehensive as Steve's list. If you watch Steve's latest video, there's a fucking huge list of topics, and I've got 5 lines. But I'm doing this is a good way, I guess, of knocking them out, I suppose. But I'm quite a large perfectionist, and so I don't like just quickly knocking in the way that I, Phil should be doing. I don't like quickly knocking something up and spewing it out onto the internet, which is why I'm not entirely happy with that Pokemon video. That was that was a different thing for me, where it took me like 2 nights to do it. You know, just quickly. You know, it was the topic of then. A little bit like the Kirby thing I put out as well. You know, like I quick something I can quickly knock together. You know, but I don't particularly like doing that. You know, I like to take my time, get everything looking nice, and it's just who I am. But I'm trying to get stuff out.
And I don't understand that strategy. If you want to get people hyped about a new service, explain exactly what you get in the service. What's to stop them from doing a quick data dump? Here's the 700 games you get.
Pops up. What's the CW of YouTube? I'm not sure.
What games we'll get. I don't understand why they won't do that.
You can have 20 videos lined up, and it will be.
They're teasing. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Great. What do I get? Oh.
See, the thing like he's mentioned about not being able to put videos up in order, when you can literally set them to upload as unlisted, get them uploaded so YouTube does all of its checks, gives it time to process so it appears in HD, etc, etc. Then you can list them in order, and that would literally be 3 clicks of a mouse button, like once they've uploaded, and whatever.
Oh, we'll tell you later. No, tell me now. Don't fucking tease my ass. Just tell me what it's gonna be.
CW's American channel filled with white noise.
To getting a lot of classic PS1 games on this thing. If you can get all the classic survival horror games from the PlayStation 1 era, the Resident Evil,
yes,
the Silent Hills, but let's even go further than that. Clock Tower, right? Games that I've never even been able to play because you can't get your hands on them, and I have no way to capture them. I would actually like that a lot. If you provided me, you could get access to a bunch of games that normally you couldn't get, or they're rare, but now you could get them digitally and play them right on your PlayStation 5. Now that's value added.
Right,
that would be something that would convince me to get it, at least for a month or two, to play some of these games I've never played. You see?
God, another snort. Another thing I don't agree with him on here, I don't know if he's mentioned it, I've kind of tuned him out of it, but
to me is that they're just not saying anything.
Yeah, he goes on about they should give you a list of everything that's going to be in this PS Plus service or whatever it's called, which I'm sure would be nice. I mean, everyone wants to know what he's talking about here. We all like to know what's in this list of games. We know it's not going to be exactly what everyone wants. We know there's the PS3 situation's difficult because the cell processor was difficult to port games to, etc, etc. No one's going to be happy with it, but I don't agree here with him saying that they should literally tell you 2 months in advance what's going to be in it, because then that kills any hype. Surely, is that not how marketing works? That's like releasing a movie instead of a teaser trailer, is it not? Kind of, or at least showing like the full trailer before it's man.
You'll get the games. Okay, great. What games? Oh, we can't tell you. Yes, you can. You're just being fucking stupid. Tell me what I'm gonna get, and then maybe I'll get hype for your service.
Someone made a React thumbnail for his I know.
Just tell me what it's gonna be.
Again, like I say, hypocrite. Like, he has spent the last year belittling people for doing this kind of stuff, that do drama videos and React stuff, and also, like I've said before, like he belittles people for putting in the effort to make thumbnails like that, as though you're kind of cheesing the system by putting in effort, which is a weird contradiction. But so it's just, all of a sudden it's okay now because he's doing it. Like, I don't know, man. But the thumbnail, I mean, it's awful, but and it's exactly what he doesn't like.
I want it. Loathsome lasagna eaters as well.
Phil wants rare games for free.
Finished. Not that they're not finished, but maybe they're not available.
Yeah.
For work. So they don't know if they'll be ready on time for launch. Sometimes old games have to be recompiled for newer platforms to run on them. No, okay, I can understand.
Yeah, like posting the plot on Wikipedia before the movie comes out.
Then don't say that there's 700 games.
Like that. This is like basic kind of marketing, isn't it? Like the drip feed. It's like a standard.
It'll only be 150, but they don't want to say that.
Standard practice for marketing.
Games, and then basically launch.
Been fun. Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
This is an interesting
Have a good
thing.
day at work.
First impressions.
I'll drag the phone along.
This is absolutely
so
true.
weird to think
A
about,
first
like
impression will stick,
people listening to this
and
shit.
no matter what changes after the first impression, it could kill you. I'll give you a perfect example about this. Remember when they announced the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One?
Oh,
when
man.
the Xbox One was announced, it was one of the worst announcements
but
ever. They said things such as, "Oh, you can't trade in your games anymore because everything's tied to digital DRM. You need always online connection."
We're kind of going in this direction now, aren't we?
To play any games on your Xbox One. You can't play anything offline. You're going to have a Connect bundled with it permanently. There's nothing you can do. You need it. Connect is the wave of the future. So all that stuff.
Little snort
Negative
there.
about the PS1. Excuse me. The Xbox
Sony Raptors, please reflect. PS P5R. It's another series I've not touched.
He fucked everything up and nearly killed the console. Right? The launch was a disaster. So what ended up happening was public feedback came out and said, no, these are all terrible ideas, and they scaled back a ton of them. Right? So when the Xbox One launched,
the thing I don't get though, like, it's not like, I mean, it's a nice thing to offer to people. You know, Game Pass has been massively successful, I think, hasn't it? But like, if I'm guessing a lot of what people want is things like PS3 games to be offered in the way that, you know, stuff on Game Pass is, which obviously is difficult. But like, just get a PS3. Like, I know what you're gonna say, but I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult. I'd love to replay God of War. Yeah, there's like I say, like, there's a lot of people wanting this to be kind of like a PS3 sort of thing. But it's not a big thing, is it? I don't know. I'm a bit of a boomer, you may notice, in that I lean towards physical media, and I kind of find it hard to get on board with streaming. Although, like, things like Disney Plus are nice to have and whatever. But yeah, when it comes to games, I like to buy them, and certainly films as well. Yeah, the PS3 is probably still there. How much would you charge Phil to create an edited Let's Play for his channel? I don't know if I'd feel comfortable offering that as a service to anyone, to be honest, because of how long I take to do these things. Plus, I'm by no means like a professional editor. I just learn, you know, I'm still learning as I go, which is again why things take so long. But if it came to Phil, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable doing it, to be honest. It's a good question, but he wouldn't anyway, would he? Yeah, he can just play he's got all the old consoles.
Still trade in your games. You can still share them with your friends. You didn't need online connection to play them. They changed all that stuff again, but the vast majority of common gamers didn't even know that. I went to GameStop one day.
Lots of snorts.
You actually had to get in line to physically grab games. Okay, I was in line. I don't remember if it was me
back in the day again when I used to do things,
or if it was me actually picking up GTA 5. I can't recall, but I remember being in a big line in front of GameStop. Okay, and I hear the people talking around me, and I hear a bunch of kids in front of me, because, you know, back then, 10 years ago, I was still relatively old as a gamer, a 30-year-old gamer in line at GameStop with a bunch of teenagers. So the teenagers are talking.
Wow.
And they say things such as, man, I'm not getting Xbox One. You can't share your games.
Yeah, I do remember this vaguely.
Online connection. I'm not going to always have internet working. I'm not going to get that. We're going to get PS4.
There were a few years ahead of
now sitting here now. This was months after the Don Matrick fiasco, the botched launch announcement, and they had already scaled back all of that. And said
Whenever anyone says Don Matrick, and this is kind of obscure, but if anyone says Don anything really, I always think of Don Beveridge, which is kind of a, you know, only certain people that watch certain YouTube channels will know what I'm on about. But it's just a weird aside. I'd certainly, you know, I know who I'd rather be listening to right now.
The whole strategy. These kids didn't know that. And that's the problem. First impressions are everything. Okay? So what gets me
Push
about
the Whopper
this is
button. Thank you.
when someone comes out and says, oh,
We should do a react video to that.
PlayStation Plus will offer 700 games, you know, for having this subscription.
I fucking love RLM, by the way, if it wasn't immediately obvious.
It's going to have this, this, and this. If they change their mind, or if they, like, in a month's time say, oh, by the way, 90% of the games won't be ready. You're only going to get 100 games at launch. No one will know that.
It would be nothing without Rich Evans, though.
You already heard it.
That
It was already
video.
ingrained in your mind. Oh, 700 games for this price. That's first impressions. They've already put out a better first impression than what they're offering, if that's the case. That's kind of messed up, in my opinion. Is it true? Is that what they're doing? Are they being dishonest about it? So that people kind of get the wrong idea, and then at launch,
I hope other people that do this kind of thing tune him out as well, because I'm finding it hard to concentrate on what he's on about.
To having this service long term, this isn't a one-time purchase. This is an ongoing subscription. What's to stop people from getting it for 1 month, saying, "Wow, this sucks ass," and never getting it ever again, right? I'm pretty sure Sony's strategy here isn't get everyone for 1 month and make big money, and then who cares what happens after that. They want customers to commit and be hooked into this and want to keep doing it.
They probably are. I mean, is that not the goal of like a subscription service? Really, that's kind of like what they want, isn't it? They want people signed up and hope that people stay signed up. You know,
it really gets me that we're less than 2 months away from the launch of this thing, and you don't even know what you get with it yet. Right?
Yeah, but they've teased it a bit, like, you know, it's coming. Now they've said how many games there'll be, and now, you know, in a month or so, maybe, I don't know, they'll say, okay, here's a few, maybe, I don't know, they'll say, you know, actually, here, big surprise, you can play MGS4, or, you know, who fucking knows, but it would not be a good marketing move for them to say, here's 700 games, this is what you're going to get.
Then again,
you could just wait, yeah. You just be patient.
April, May, June, July, August, September, October. We're about 6 to 7 months away from the launch of Starfield, and we haven't even seen any fucking gameplay of it yet.
But that's a different thing, like.
Okay. Honestly, that's the only piece of news that I had for today. Really
is that Starfield? Is that what you just said? Is that like the
shout
new
out to my friends,
Bethesda game?
We start off today with Rondeska, who did that $20 super chat earlier. Much appreciated, Rondeska. They said, man, when you taunted the demon in Dark Souls Remaster, I was literally crying. And I still chuckle to this day thinking about it. Particularly, I actually don't recall what you're talking about. I played Dark Souls so many times at this point that,
something happened once in one of my playthroughs, and I can't remember it.
Seriously, like I don't exactly remember what you're referencing. I wish I did, because it sounds funny. But
I don't know what Game Pass was, and Phil sucks. That's over.
Talk about that I actually taught a demon, and it was like notable in Dark Souls Remaster. I don't remember that.
I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? Like it's a convenience that's come along that a lot of people like and use and whatever. And that whole being able to pay £1 for the first month or whatever it was, and getting the whole thing for £1 was nice. I got to play a bit of Mass Effect, which I'd never played before because of it, which is great. I can't remember where I was going with this. But yeah, it's the thing that's come along, and it makes his life slightly easier, and he doesn't have to spend as much money, and he can also monetize it, you know. No, it's just it's another thing, a little thing that he can make a big deal out of, you know, that doesn't need to be.
For a very generous super chat. Ectoplasm did a super chat this morning. He said, king of content. There you go. We were talking about what I could be the king of, because I've abandoned my old moniker. Okay.
King of content, then?
The first demon in the redemption run.
Definitely.
You mean the Asylum Demon? The big boy?
Starfield will save the
Okay.
business. I don't know anything about Skyrim in space.
Chat,
Right, well,
referencing something I don't even understand what it means, so I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to say thank you for the super chat. Zoya did a super chat and said, I'm so excited to see the pivot into drama content. Now, keep in mind something. All right?
here we go.
Clarify something here for all of you. Okay?
I need to justify this to make me feel better about it. Sorry, throw it clear into the mic there. Todd Howard announced Starfield in like 2012. Jesus. Fallout. I did play a bit of Fallout 4. Fallout 76 was one of those things where it was like, how can they fuck that up? Whatever. Has it really been 4 years since the teaser? Time is vanishing. Hey, checking the live stream. Thank you, Komatsu. How's it going? King of Snorts. Zoya is definitely Snow Carl. I think that's is that known for sure? I presume it is. No interest in Bethesda games. Again, I don't want to say too much, but I'm going to talk about a Bethesda game in the next video. Sort of. Fallout 4 was a snooze fest. I just, for whatever reason, knowing how much I quite liked Skyrim when I played it that one time, so I was like, okay, well, Fallout sounds cool. It's like the same thing but with guns, and it just never clicked. I've tried Fallout 3 a couple of times. I tried Fallout 4 recently, and I get a couple of hours in and I lose interest. Yeah, it's all gone kind of wrong for them, hasn't it? And we're just assuming that anything like a Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever this Starfield is going to be wonderful, but it's not a given. Aquatil, hello. Yes, I am testing this out. Hopefully it's going all right. Welcome. I thought after Fallout New Vegas, Bethesda would take notes and make a good RPG. Doesn't everyone love that one? Again, I'm not sure. Or are you saying that it was that good and they should just do more like that? Probably. Yeah, Doom again was something I constantly meant to get into. I don't play a lot, really. I tend to enjoy certain things and go back to them a lot, like Metal Gear and FF7 and things like that. FF3 was my favourite. Come at me, nerds. I'm sure it's great. I don't know. Elder Scrolls 6 would be even more streamlined than Skyrim. Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it? Like, because that Skyrim's the only one I've played, but I understand that they kind of dumbed it down. So yeah, they'll probably make it terribly like child friendly or whatever. Hey, hum along if you can't sing along. Right, let's get on with it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna need to head out soon, actually, in like
I am a gamer.
20 minutes, half an hour, so
for as long as I
we'll crack on.
can, all right? And I want you to understand that, like, that's what I have a passion for. I have a passion for gaming. It's been my hobby my entire life. Ever since I first started playing video games at my uncle's house when I was a kid in the mid-1980s, I was hooked. I loved it. I played Atari. I played Nintendo. I played Super Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation 1, N64, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, PS2. Every major console, really, I've had at some point. Arcades. I loved playing games in arcades. I was part of that formative years when fighting games in arcades were huge and prominent. All right? This is both my hobby, and I am very grateful, and I know how privileged and lucky I am that this is also my job. All right? I know that.
Do you, though?
And I want to do this for as long as I possibly can.
You know that you're privileged, but you aren't willing to work at it.
As long as I can. But we got to be realistic here. I'm 40 years old now. I can't do it forever. Okay.
Oh, do you know what, Boris? That sums it up.
I've seen signs of carpal tunnel creeping up. It's just gonna get worse the older I get. All right. And there's gonna come a point when I'm not going to be able to just sit here all day, every day doing full-time gaming. I'm going to have to basically do some diversification.
And this is like what I was saying earlier about that thing that I can't put into words that I've been meaning to talk about. Like, again, it's just him constantly talking about his situation, like his stream. Like I don't know how else to say it other than a DSP stream is about a DSP stream. Why would you talk about this? You know, he's talking about, oh man, I can't articulate it. I wish I could put it into words, but I can't do it. Yeah, I don't know why. I just cannot. I cannot say what's in my brain. But you know, I think it ties in with the fact that there's no other life going on outside of this. But yeah, he just constantly talks about what's happening in his stream and what he's going to be playing and what you can do about, you know, in his stream. And there's no I can't do it. Hopefully you know what I mean.
And we've already talked about that. I even explained to you guys one of the major reasons why I feel the Prestream Podcast is good is because it's giving diversification to my content. It allows me to do a good variety.
Hey, Dayglow, how's it going?
Every day, and people have outright said,
I must thank you actually. It was I think it was you. Yeah, of course it was. For letting me know. And if it wasn't you, I'm sorry. I'm talking at you about something. But for letting me know the song for that intro that you made, because I used it at the start of my last video, the fill edit video. So cool, thank you.
So much we're coming just to watch you do the podcast.
Yeah, again, sorry to keep stopping, but yeah, he is this. Like I said earlier, he's setting the bricks in place for not playing games. It seems, you know, every day there's a new, you know, as a Pink Floyd fan, you know, another brick in the wall of him setting himself up to just literally sitting and chatting, you know, which, you know, it's fine, but you know, you just if that's what you want to do, then do it, you know.
People don't even stick around for the gameplay. They like the podcast that much.
I feel your pain of being unable to articulate how it makes you feel. I mean,
so that being said,
if you're saying that, then I feel better, to be honest. It's like a public therapy session. I mean, that must be it, sort of, I guess. Yeah, he's talking about the stream instead of streaming for his audience. Yeah, he's not creating anything. He's talking about creating something.
I am going to have to branch out to do other kinds of content at some point. All right? And of course, you could always think, well, what could you do? You could react to current events and news. You could talk about politics and drama and all this shit. All right? Basically, tomorrow is an experiment in something new. This is not necessarily something that I'm telling you guys I want to make any kind of a major commitment to. It's a pure on experiment. Let's see how it goes. Will people actually come and attend? Will people watch and engage?
I'm looking forward to hanging out with everyone and watching this. As much as I'd like for no one to watch this, I am looking forward to seeing what this is.
See what I mean? That's what I want to see. This is a very interesting experiment to be doing right now, and to just test the waters. All right.
Oh, what was that? Sorry. Somebody tagged me in the chat. He's too much of a hermit and can't talk about anything else. When people talk in his chat about music or sports, he threatens to ban. That blows my mind. You know, let them do it. And if you don't know what they're on about, again, just let them do it. You know, if it's got nothing to do with you or it's not a topic you're interested in, why would you deliberately shun that? You know. You want people interacting, and if they're not interacting with you, it's still interaction. You know, it's nonsense. Creates a scenario and plays it out. The stream's about him and what he'll be doing, but it isn't about what he's playing. Yeah, it's very strange. I'm driving myself insane trying to edit my first projects in Resolve to try to put some more effort into YouTube stuff. Oh, cool. I tried using Resolve once, I think. I always get sucked back to Vegas, and I actually pay for the subscription now to have the latest version. I don't know why. I could probably happily use older versions, but where are we at? Sorry, I've missed so much. I'm not, like I say, I do apologise. I'm not used to having all of this. Generally talk for about 15-30 minutes and then they start playing. Yeah, like, you know, I've said it before, like a short just chatting segment at the start of your stream. Say hello to everyone. The fucking people that turn up before you've even turned your webcam on, you know, are the heroes. You know, they're the ones that they can't wait to hear what you've got to say, and you should, you know, I'm repeating myself because I literally say this in my next video, but if you were a good person, you would want to know how your chat is doing. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, you welcome people in, you know, maybe talk about gaming news if you want, but you know, if you're passionate about it, talk about it, but if not, get into your game and talk about stuff while you're playing the game. It's not rocket science. Mining the same stuff, yeah, every day. That was me. I saw it happy. Yeah, do you know what, Dayglow? Sorry to derail my own stream, but I like what you did to presumably get around copyright. You slowed or sped the track up or slowed it down, but pitched it up, so it was like two degrees of separation away from the original. It was like slowed down but pitched up, or the other way around, or something like that. So I had to do a bit of fiddling to get it to line up with that intro that you made. And I'm sorry if no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. The end game is 6-hour pre-streams, probably. You imagine. He talks to his audience like they're shareholders. Not priming his audience to prepare for less. He's priming his audience to expect less, because keeping things up at his current rate is tiring him and he intends to do less. Yeah, probably. Probably not. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. He's just, yeah. Then just don't talk about it, presumably. Don't even mention it. Like, you know, let things happen and do them. Oh, I don't know. Sorry. We'll get on with it in a sec. Recording room is nice. Thank you very much. A little man cave. Nice content. Thank you very much. Guys, give me 2 seconds. I've just got to take a phone call and I'll be back. Probably for the next. Yeah, I won't be back for long, but I will be back. Give me a sec. Sorry guys, where are we? There we go. Right, sorry if there was a load of dead air or whatever. Yeah, just had a call from work. We're fine. Let's move on.
And you're just dipping your toe into the water to test the temperature of the water.
Oh, right.
If the water is too cold, you say, woo! You pull your toes out. If the water is scalding hot, you say, ah! You pull your toes out. But if you put the foot in there and you're like, oh.
Richard, if he... I know he's going to be super weird about asking for permission from people, but like, you don't have to, do you? Really? I don't know. It's nice to. Like, I think most of the people that I've put into my videos a lot of the time, not everyone, sorry, but most of the time I'll ask for permission, but you don't need to, really. I mean, if you, especially if it's transformative and all that, if you're talking over it, then you know, it's fine. Sorry guys.
Okay. This is something that maybe I can adjust and I can get used to. Let's give it a shot, right? Right? So let's see what happens. I'm very
Can't believe you caught that. Yeah,
to see how this goes. All right?
It's one of those things, isn't it? Like, I thought it would be as simple as knowing what song it was and plonking it into the edit, but I had to make it align with what you'd done to kind of, because I wanted to use it as the background music for the intro of my video to lead into the intro segment, so I had to do some stuff. When is my next video? I'm gonna be honest, my videos seem to take a couple of months to come out, for whatever reason. After initially getting everything onto Vegas, which took longer than normal because there was a lot of, one of the cameras stopped recording. Some of the footage, I've been having a problem getting the footage onto the PC, for whatever reason. I don't know if it's something to do with the format. It's not always showing up to be transferred onto the PC, so there was some stuff I had to do to get that to work. Lining it all up took a while, but then since I've got it all into Vegas and it's editable, that's gone really, really quickly, and that's kind of where I am now. I've edited 2.5 hours down to about, I want to say about 17 minutes, something like that, which is mental. That's a lot of footage to then cut down to that much. So that's kind of where I am now. I've started popping clips into there and stuff, but yeah, now is kind of like the intricacies of all that stuff. Finding clips to use, editing them in such a way, etc. Where have I got to? Resolve basically nothing. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, Resolve is great. Because I've dipped my, I've occasionally made music in the past, and when I first started looking into that, way back when, Acid was a thing, Sony Acid, and Vegas used to be a Sony program, and it's exactly the same layout with the way it's laid out with the tracks. It looks exactly like Acid, and some of the plugins are exactly the same as they used to be and all that, so it's kind of like it's led on, like one from the other. So I know Vegas because of that, in a way. Oh my god, so much stuff I've missed. Steve of the Dead's looking to get banned, talking about dead air apparently. So that nice transition. That was free. I did not make that. There was a one of the websites where you can download overlays and stuff offered a service where you could make a stinger transition for yourself. So I literally put my logo, if that's what you want to call it, into it and chose the colours, and it did all that shit for you, and you just downloaded the whatever file it was. Done. Music's really quiet, isn't it? Is there any music at all? A little bit. Where were we? Find me the transition that just goes back to his empty chair. Yeah, begging tweet. Did the begging tweet. Big ups 1 minute man. Right. Pig splain in hot water. Yeah. If you're not transformative with your content, you don't need permission. Yeah, exactly. That. Even then, you know, he just kind of has to be super weird about it, you know, getting permissions off everyone, because he needs to feel that he's, you know, being kind of moral about it, I suppose. How do you get your videos that short? Sorry, right. Because they're scripted, I suppose, and because I basically, when I'm recording a video, I just say a portion, you know, of 2 lines or something, because I'm not going to memorize my entire script. So I'll just read a couple of lines and do that a few times, and so that it gets so long because I've literally read the script 4 or 5 times, you know, and so it's I just choose the best takes, I guess. There you go.
And we'll go from there. Again, it's not a commitment, but it's something. It's a way that if something goes correctly,
It's very hot in here.
Content, I enjoy doing it. If it's beneficial for everyone,
To open the window and turn on the aircon.
Other ways to implement it and do different things with it.
Oh,
but I'm going to tell you right
now, music seems way louder now.
More of who I am as a content creator is a gamer, and always will be a gamer. That will always be my major focus. All right, that's what I want to do for as long as I can. Please don't expect that because I'm doing one special thing tomorrow and testing it, that within the next 2 months, 90% of my content will now be this kind of stuff. It will not be.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah, if you're literally just going to put the video on and not do anything with it, then I think you're in kind of murky water.
In a while, I said, guys, it's time for something different and special coming up. Let's do a special event of this or that. You see, it makes it more interesting. Fair enough. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you guys understand that. This is not me pivoting into a new kind of content. It's supposed to be
kind of is, though.
You ever said no? No. Okay. Parzival has re-upped his membership at a higher level. Thank you, Parzival, for super supporter level. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Fruits07 also re-upped his membership for 6 months in a row.
I would read a paper on Phil.
It's going good, Fruits07. Thank you for asking and thank you for the support. Zoya did another
that actually bugs me a little bit when he moans about the sun coming in, because when it does, his setup looks a lot better, which goes to show that decent lighting is a big thing. And I think a lot of people will tell you that the first thing to upgrade on your stream is other than audio, which is the big one, is lights, because if you're not putting enough light on your face, then your camera's going to look shitty, which mine isn't the best, but I have got a couple of key lights. But when the sun does come in, you'll see that the colours look better, and his skin tone looks more natural, etc. And but it annoys him, so I can't imagine him having a key light in his face.
Here's like Review Tech USA or H3H3. No, because I don't watch their content, nor do I know what they do. So I wouldn't be emulating anyone. I would be doing my own thing in my own way. Jax Raxer, what's going on, sir? He re-upped his membership for 12 months. So starting up his 12th month of support right now here on YouTube. He says, Phil, I'm just dropping in to watch Elden Ring live. Awesome. I'm glad you could be here live.
Yeah, I mean, he's always doing
I hope that we made good
reactions to his own
I'll
stuff.
Probably get pummeled. We're in the late game areas after all. Jade says, me and my family are going to see The Bad Guys tonight. I'll jump on when I get home. The Bad Guys. Is that new animated film about a bunch of anthropomorphic animals pulling off a bank heist? I think.
See, just that then. Just that. As a little bit of You know, that's quality, by the way. But yeah, just that, you know, he knew something about a thing outside of his stream, and that kind of humanized him just a tiny bit, you know.
Have a good time. I'll see you tonight when you get back, Jay. Sounds good.
Like, I didn't know what that fucking film was.
Shout-outs. Now we flip over to tips. So far today, there is one tip. So let's get to it. From Rusty Edwards, a $10 tip. Thank you, Rusty. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. Go. Whoops. The heck? All right. So, Rusty with a $10 tip, and Rusty says the following. Preach. All the other YouTubers are scared to tell the truth about these companies. 700 plus games means nothing if we don't know the games. Thank you for not being
That's bollocks, though, isn't it? Surely,
for me, I just don't get excited about something anymore unless I have something concrete to get excited about. Starfield could be the best game in 10 years, but we know nothing about it. So why in the holy hell would I be hyped at all for Starfield?
We're not.
We don't know what the game is, right? I'm not going to get hyped for it.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say anyone's got excited about the knowledge that there are 700 games coming, but not knowing what they are. But it's how the drip feed works, isn't it? Like the little nuggets of information leading to the big thing, you know.
For a new PS Plus program when we don't know the games you get.
Just be patient and wait for it, like everyone else.
It's a hype machine. It's a big ass, giant media circus around this shit that doesn't make sense if you know what I mean, like as a consumer in the modern
and then there's the stuff he does to hype up everything basis,
right? We absolutely need to be careful
Elden
about
Week,
what we buy,
exactly,
how we spend our money, because the dollar you spend today could result in changing the entire industry in the future. I'm pretty sure that most people who originally started playing and spending money on Grand Theft Auto Online never thought that Rockstar would literally not make a new Grand Theft Auto for like a decade because of it, right? But that's what happens, and you gotta be careful. That's what I mean. Getting hype over something when we don't even know what we're getting is like you're buying right into their hands. Like, this is what they planned. Ha 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 ha. Sucker, come on, come right in and you know, eat right out of my hands. I don't play that game. I don't. But I will get excited for something that we have concrete interesting information about. So, okay.
Good for you, Phil. Right, yeah, he's got a legacy following. What do I think of DSP asking people to give him money just to put clothes on? I mean, I've got nothing against, you know, goals per se. Plenty of people do it and just kind of leave it on screen, and if it doesn't get hit, it doesn't, you know, they're not sitting there constantly mentioning them. And if they do, it's like a big kind of surprise, and you know, it's a cool thing, you know. But I don't know. I know I wouldn't be able to sit there and kind of, God, how do you word this? Like, it sounds so obvious, but like the idea of just saying it so matter of factly, like at $50 I'll put on a pair of glasses and a, you know, as though that's going to entice someone. I don't know. I don't know. I'd say goals are all right, if they're not constantly brought up. That's about it, really. You know. But yeah, I mean, entice. Yeah, probably not the word, is it? Reward is the weird way he phrases it, and that kind of makes it that makes it worse. And that's, you know, let that sink in. You know, your reward for handing over $50 is that some bloke sitting in an office somewhere is gonna put on a pair of glasses. Whatever floats your boat, you know.
Fruits07 just did a super chat. He says, The Last of Us is the only game I teared up playing. Last of Us 1, I don't blame you.
Like, how do you not cringe inside saying that stuff is what I'm getting at, I guess.
At your heartstrings, if you really start to care about these characters.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'd
rather that than the other thing.
That I've seen in a game.
If you started taking them off.
Goes from almost like heartless survivalist to
office. Hello, Ludwig.
Matures over the course of the game.
How's it going?
Pretty impressive.
This is insane, by the way. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is easily the most people I've ever had looking at me. So, yeah. Thank you for being here.
Whoa. Almost knocked over my seltzer. That would not have been good.
Damn. Something exciting might have happened for a change.
You gotta be shitting. No spoilers? No spoilers for that game that was 2 console gens ago. Watch what you say on your own stream. Okay.
Phil's new chair should really be a fence.
Pair of Solos, I hope God of War doesn't go woke. Not that I'm concerned about going woke. You just don't know anything about it.
If you started taking them off,
what is going on right now?
Well, yeah.
With the game, that we haven't seen anything about it, right?
Yeah.
Then again, here's.
I'm going to talk about it, and I'm sorry I keep saying this literal same thing, but in the next video I'm going to talk about this, you know, kind of like what Trip Fontaine just said there about if it was connected to something else, and I kind of elaborate on that a little bit, comparing certain things to yeah, I won't say too much because you know, it's something I need to show, you know, on, you know what I'm like, I'm a fucking perfectionist.
Here's what I think. I think what's going to happen, I've been saying this and I'm going to predict it right now, within the next 1 to 2 months.
Glad to have you on as background noise. Good, I'm glad.
A plethora of digital events that are going to start hitting starting in May.
Thank you for streaming. Love your channel and your style, by the way. When I saw your stream, I knew I had to tune in. Oh, thanks, Third Impact.
A ton of digital events.
Yeah, speaking of which, because I need to head out in a sec, but yeah, I don't know how, because I'd like this to be a regular thing, but I think similar to how I put out videos, I probably wouldn't do this like every couple of weeks, maybe. Certainly not nightly, or, you know, I think even 3 or 4 times a week is enough to kind of burn me out. And I do enjoy the editing side. So a couple of times a week maybe would be nice, but I'd certainly not set it in stone yet. I have, speaking of that again, I've which was why I've set them up, but I'm a bit kind of loath to talk about them a little bit because it kind of implies regularity, but I have set up memberships and super chats, which I know some of you have done, obviously, which I'm incredibly grateful for, but I'm a bit kind of hesitant. It took me a while to hit the button because I'm a bit like, you know, I don't want to set them up and then not be able to promise certain things, which is why that some of the reward tiers are a bit like minimal, you know. I don't want to say you'll get exclusive video, you know. Meerkat Inc. is the man for this sort of stuff. He's putting out videos and for members and things like that, but at this point I'm not promising that, but yeah, they're there, and I don't know why I started talking about that. I love his setup. It's always great when he has to reach over to one side to type and twist his, but it's just things like that, isn't it? Like for completely automatable stuff, if that's a word, you know. Oh, fucking hell. Thanks, Ludwig. I wondered about that, if that would work. People sub into the channel. Thanks, man. That's cool. It does work, apparently. I've forgotten what I was saying. yeah, you know, automate stuff like that just then, you know. Someone subs, or, you know, you get a member, you know, it just ups the membership by 1, like it frees you up from having to do that kind of crap. I don't know. Who'll be restreaming that? I know Aquatil will do it. The thing tonight, presumably. I don't know. I've heard Meerkat probably will. Aquateal. I'm guessing there'll be a lot of restreams. It's going to be one of those event nights tonight, I believe. So I'll be hanging out in one of them. Vest Streak really spoiled and made him feel. The Vest Streak's an interesting one, because again it was a spontaneous little thing that happened, and it was a little bit of excitement, presumably, to see a vest that he hadn't worn for a while. But as stupid as that sounds, it is a little relatable, or a little tiny little exciting bit of nostalgia that people go, oh yeah, I remember that, that's a bit of fun. But then it becomes this whole, if we hit this money, we'll put the vest on, and it's more of that he needs for, to keep people interested, I feel. Keep it going. Cool, looking forward to that. Birthday did the same thing. Yeah, it was just a little thing that kept that was a bit of fun for one day. You went and put a vest on, and it became a whole thing that went the opposite way. It became expected, didn't it? It's like those are vest tears. I'm gonna have to buy some vests, aren't I? Burnout is a real issue. I know, like I said right at the start of the stream, I haven't done this for a long time. Back when I used to do it, I was doing it 3 or 4 times a week, and not really getting anywhere with it. It was just for fun, but you can do it too much. And I was instead of spending all my time editing, I was spending all my time making tweaks to my OBS, and you can totally get burned out, especially when you're essentially just, it's not going anywhere. The Vest Streak was god awful. Yeah, I mean, this was before my time. I'm very new to him in that respect, but from what I understand, he was insufferable, and it became, I guess, like a middle finger, didn't it, to people like us. I suppose, I'm assuming there was a lot of what's the word? I don't know. A lot of I don't fucking know what I'm trying to say. Smugness. There we go. Smug gittiness. Didn't think that would work. Yes, I do have a tip thingy. I didn't know, actually. I wasn't sure if Nightbot was going to work at all, actually, but I set that up about 5 minutes before the stream. Sucks the humanity out of everything. Get the bubbles. How much for my cat? I like I said, I used to, funnily enough, have a cat called Jasper. It was done, which is all Phil can really trade. Yeah, untouchable. Right, I'm gonna
about the releases coming out this
watch
year.
a little bit more, and then I'm gonna wrap it
be
up a
one.
bit.
I feel
So I'm just
sorry.
rambling at this
Definitely
point.
be one. These are ones that are going to be huge. Okay, I think what it is they're biding their time. Usually these would have been things that would have happened to E3. There's no E3 anymore, so now all these companies are just going to figure out how to do it on their own, and I think we're going to get the information very soon. Okay. All right. So that is it.
Is it though?
For shout outs, excuse me. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to open the chat to Q&A for the final segment of the Prestream Podcast. All right. So we've got those burning questions. Oh my God.
See, another little.
Ooh. Stupid seltzer water causing massive gas.
Do you need to do? Does that do
burning
anything?
Questions. Excuse me. Now
I don't know. Anyway,
7 just did a super chat and says Red Dead Redemption 2 was fun to replay. We're playing it again. Wow. See, I'm the opposite. I felt like Red Dead 2 was an insanely cool game to play once. Once you get to that epic level of the story, it's an amazing tale. But I remember the story. I don't need to replay the game. And that was the focus of the game. Like, I don't think the gameplay was the focus of the game at all. There was nothing in that gameplay that felt like
the fuck just happened?
that I would want to replay the game. The story was outstanding, but I remember it, so why would I
there you
replay
go.
that lengthy
There's
game?
my lights doing something.
Can I check out Weird West for Game Pass night? Maybe eventually. Right now, I want to get through the stuff we've already started.
I'm assuming what that was.
I have no idea whatsoever. None.
Was
Greetings, Guts.
in response to a super chat, and it's took that long to happen.
No, I will not be taking my shirt off and sucking on cucumbers. That's not allowed. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take 2 cucumbers I'm going to be original. Carrots. I'm going to take 2 carrots and I'm going to stick them in each of my ears at once and go like this. Like that. That'll really bring the butts to seats. That'll get the support coming.
Christ's sake.
Toa Idar says, you ever play the original Deus Ex from 2000 when you used to play more PC games? The playthrough would be loads of fun. No, back then, it was actually my friend.
It wasn't because of the smugness, he was just really annoying about it. I bet.
And I watched him play a bit of it, and he told me the game was absolutely outstanding. He loved it. I never played the original, though. So. Futo7 did another super chat. He says, every game I like playing, I replay pretty much. There you go. You know, instead of kissing chickens...
Oh, this I have seen.
Dragons. Here we go. Alduin, pucker up, buddy. Pucker up. Here we go. Okay, no, I'm not. Oh my! I
saw that because of
there you go.
Poems Mystery on Twitter. Had it as a GIF or a video on his Twitter, and that I sought out because I wanted to. I used that as the thumbnail for this stream.
I don't even know what a pamp is. I've never heard of one. What is a pamp? No idea. Jade, I also love I Am Fish. I think it's an outstanding game. Hello, Sogo. How you doing? Darcy X says, I hope that's the thumbnail you pick for this podcast. What, me kissing Alduin?
But you should, though. Like, things like that would be, you should do that.
Jad Effect says, here is some information, some generic news. Tales from the Borderlands, a new game is announced for this year. You know, I did see that on social media.
Like, what I have seen of the Vest Streak was the end of the Vest Streak. I mean, pretty much what I know of the Vest Streak is the amazing, I guess, supercut of it all in that best of whatever year it was, 2020, that Secret Limited did, where it's literally the whole thing condensed. And then when you get to see the end, it's just, that's gold dust.
2 only sold 5 million copies, while Dying Light 1 sold 20 million. Oops. Okay then.
The Bald Canyon.
How much do I usually tip content creators that I watch?
Yeah, the stalling and then the not turning off the stream and then coming back and man.
I don't tip them, but we leave ads enabled. We do not turn on ad block. We have ads enabled, and that way they get paid.
And they
deserve it.
The hitting the backspace key to delete his goal. Oh, brilliant. I sent you some support because I really enjoy. Oh, thank you. I can't seem to find the membership button right now. That may or may not be working. I don't know.
Okay, just do the super chat. So let's get your suffering stuff.
As far as I know, I have them turned on, but I don't know. It was kind of, I'd set it up over the week, and I thought it was turned on. But if not, don't worry about it. But thank you for sending me some support. That may have been what set off the lights. I'm not sure. Maybe something's not working properly. Setting up my lights was very, very last minute. Because I think I don't think any of this is as easy as it is on Twitch. I hate to agree with Phil, but there are a lot of things on Twitch that you can't do on YouTube, or are more difficult to do on YouTube. Their videos are amazing. The April Fool's one, I was there for the premiere, which I don't usually get to do, of the April Fool's one. It was, I don't know if I was fooled or if I was, if we knew what we were getting, but it's still a good video, definitely. But yeah, anything Secret Limited put out are fucking fantastic. Once Phil receives anything like subs, tips, he expects that thing to. I mean, that's the main thing, isn't it? expecting something, and because he's received whatever it was previously, then it becomes, that expectation just continues, and when it doesn't happen, he doesn't change. He just keeps bashing away to try and, assuming that what it will again happen at some point. It's just very strange. There was a night recently that kind of felt like that Vesta End night. Yeah. What was that? I can't remember what that was. Again, Jay Kramer, I'm really going to have to get this next video out. Yeah. Didn't come back, but he was just rolling the art. Yeah, you're right. I can't remember what it was. It's in the female DSP. I've heard of I can't remember what their name is, but yeah, yes, I have. But like I say, I'm not. It feels enough for me. yeah. Wings. He's watching the Wings thing. It's going to be something. Nothing you could do. All good. Loving the positivity. Green screen announcement when? Well, I've thought about getting a green screen for years. I've never really. I don't know if I want one actually. I like the idea of making a bit like Phil. I'd like to have shit behind me, but no, I like the idea of having a nice backdrop and lighting it nicely. And when you see these cool, these YouTubers that make, I forget their names now, but they make adverts and stuff and make videos on how they make them with like amazing camera work and stuff. And whenever they do the talking to camera stuff, they've always got really beautiful backdrops with nice depth of field. And so yeah, I'd like to, again, like I said at the beginning, anything I do make will go towards achieving something like that. I think straight back into the stream. Support the content. That's what you're doing. I must have missed it, but why is he doing the Wings one and not his? Fuck knows. I don't know. It kind of came out of nowhere. Like the DSP one was a membership goal and has been for what, I don't know, 2 weeks at least, something. It's been a while now. Then in like the last week or so, he's dropped this on us, and he said earlier in this pre-stream that people have been asking him to do the Wings one because they'd rather see that than his, which I don't think so. But I don't know. He's come out of left field. Brute force tips, female DSP. Is it Bad Bunny? I assume just another, one of the lol cows, I guess. Stop copying Phil. Sorry. I know, I'm trying to be like Phil. I could be like Phil if I wanted. I'm sure there's a game console box and shit I could put behind me. I forgot what I was going to say. Testing and seeing the response. Yeah, that's basically, yeah. But yeah, that's a good point, Jay Kramer. He's going to get a lot of attention from I don't know much about Wings, and I don't know much about what people do. But I hear his trolling is pretty bad. So I don't know. He's going to attract that kind of crowd. If Wings fails, it won't feel like a fail. I feel like that's what it is. He's trying it out, but it's a bit more safe than just starting out with his own. I think I'm going to leave it there because it's been 3.5 hours. That's a good number. But yeah, it's been fun. We should do this again sometime, and I think I probably will. Hopefully, I don't like to promise these things, but I'm going to try and make this kind of like a maybe every couple of weeks or something. We'll re-adjourn. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. It's been good to kind of vent a little bit, you know, get some of the topics off the list maybe, and been good to get like a back and forth going. But yeah, I'll presumably I will see some of you tonight, because, you know, we're going to want to watch whatever tonight brings. I think it's a must see. Sorry, Elite Reptilian. What can I do? I've been here for 3.5 hours. Yeah, but hopefully I'll see you soon, and I'll try and get that video out as soon as I can. Cool. Right. Thanks, everyone. I will head off. You know how it is. You know, I've got to go to the grocery store, and I'll probably do the whole thing about it. It's fun, chill streams, some positive interactions and chill vibes. Positive, yes, there were all the positivity and the interactions and the vibes and the fun. Right, I'm going. See you later, everyone. Thank you very much to everyone that supported, and yeah, I never know how to end these. Right, see you later.